So guys,
Yes.
the Bible says in Romans 2:12,
Ah.
yeah, it
Wait,
says,
wait, wait,
for
wait.
as
Omah Lay
Please, just
stand.
allow,
Wait,
please.
allow.
I actually strongly believe that saying that listen upside down shit was genius because that's the type of shit that would get people to listen to it twice.
You need to
Because I
stop.
promise you, some people
You need
gonna
to stop.
listen to it and
Double
start
the
feeling
stream.
things.
I love you both. I love women. I don't want you people to love me because this love thing, it clearly doesn't work out for me. So don't love me. I'm just here to do what I do.
I've been listening to you people go on and on and on and on and on and on. Leave some for Omah's girlfriend. Stanley has leave for his therapist.
Man.
They should fight for their turn, no? They should fight for their turn.
Please.
Yo,
Lost boy, I believe you like mad, funny enough.
Lost boy said no pause, man. Yeah, appreciate everybody. Like I said, man. I guess we can get right into it, bro. Of course, feel free to step in to give y'all accounts. It's Purple Ranger, assemble, and we have the number one Purple Ranger in the house. Slick back. I know you are enthusiastic to talk about this new album. Love to hear your thoughts and opinions on the Clarity of Mind. Okay, Clarity of Mind, sophomore album from Omah Lay. What are your first thoughts, my guy?
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everywhere, wherever you are. We thank God for Christ rose this weekend, and the chosen one also arise, anyway you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
You see, we have seen the great decline of Afrobeats. We've been hearing it, we've been feeling it, but we are thankful that somebody is still upholding the core tenets of why we are here. We still have a chosen bearer of the future that with you in your hand, Afrobeats is going to be great again. I just want to say I have clarity of mind. And I have mind of clarity. See, when you listen to the album from beginning to the end, you have clarity of mind. Good. Listen. 12 tracks. Beautiful number. I love coping mechanism with Elma. God. There's like the feeling I first had when I first heard like terms like voice, like I feel like her voice like has that kind of like unique factor where like you just hear her on the track and you're like, who is this girl? I want to know this girl. This girl sounds heavenly, and that is like she sounds heavenly. Coping Mechanism is my favorite song. Like I would like to. Then I'm also on Canada Breeze. God, Canada Breeze is crazy. See, do you know there's just as like people as a musician that dabbles in natural helps. Yes, natural helps. You have to have a natural help song in your discography. One or two, say. Burna Boy give us no go do cocaine, go drive you. See, you have to have something for us. You have to have something to Canada Breeze. God, I love Canada Breeze. I love apart from like the singles actually sound like way better. I've been spinning Holy Ghost. Like anytime I get to Holy Ghost, sometimes I stay on Holy Ghost before I move. I like Holy Ghost sounds so fresh in 2026. It makes no sense at this point. I love Holy Ghost. I love Wastes. Don't Love Me. To be honest, I love Don't Love Me, but like sometimes the song, my mood is nice to relate to the song sometimes. Please, I'm not one of the fuckboys, but I like some of the things in the song. Yeah. But like in terms of like the three singles, I if I rank like the three singles, I'll rank Holy Ghost, Waste, then Don't Love Me. Not that it's a bad song, but like out of the three, I think Don't Love Me is like my least favorite song from the three singles. Holy Ghost is by far the number one. Like Holy Ghost is amazing. I also love Merry Go Round. Ooh, Merry Go Round. You see, if you ask me how I arrange this album, you see that coping mechanism, Waste, Merry Go Round, I Am, then you end it with Holy Ghost. Like those four tracks, like come on. I just like without not that I don't like Waste, but like because I've heard Waste before, so but those track run I love. If you leave me, I'll actually mention all the songs in this album actually. That I just realized that I've covered more than half of the album already. The the I think one thing that people that I've seen like people on the TL are saying like, oh, does this album sound like the album they were making before? Like, how does this album sound in terms of his mental health? Like, is he in a better place? Like, is he in a like? Oh, does he sound like Clarity of Mind? Like, does like I feel like for me and my journey with Omah Lay, me and Omah Lay we have a spiritual journey. Right? From Get Laid to no, not even from Get Laid, from my brother to we got to Boy Alone. Like I'm one of like from the music, like I can see how both him as an artist and him as an individual, like they have grown. And the way I interpret the album, like just because she says like, oh, clarity of mind, does not mean that like, oh, the album is going to be like, he's just going to be happy throughout. He's like, he's finally in a better space. Like I feel like the perfect description of this album, I think, was Genu, where he called it like more like a transition. Like your mind is, but the way he described it, I didn't really read most of what he said, but I'm just going to pick that part.
Right.
So I'm not endorsing what he said. I don't know whether he was going to cloud my goods or something like that.
Okay.
But like just your mind, like you knowing, you having that self-awareness. Yes, that's what I've used, not the not tradition. The self-awareness of who you are, the self-awareness of where you are in life, your faults, your strengths, your like your being, like just having like that self-awareness of, oh, this is who I am, like this is the things that I'm capable of, this is whether they are good or whether they are bad. Like just having that clarity, I think that is what this album like represents to me.
Okay.
Because there are some songs where like he's talking about how, like for example, let me even start from the beginning. So for example, artificial happiness is just him literally saying that like, oh, he gets his happiness from substances. Like he's in that self-awareness point, but like he just starts telling you like, oh, this is my life, this is what I do, like this is where I am. And he ends the album with Amen, which is like a self-acclamation of, oh, like it's more like I like Amen because Amen is like it takes me back to I, when on I, which is the intro. I think I was the intro of Boy Alone. Correct me if I'm wrong. When
Second song.
No, it wasn't.
yeah. On I, when he was like, oh, like I would be great in life, like I would be somebody. Like on that song, like he was proclaiming, like, oh, I would be these things. like looking forward to like, oh, I would be distance. Then on Amen is more like a a self like when you are on the road, you have not reached the destination yet, but like you need that um motivation to be like things are like we're not where we started from, and we have not reached our destination.
Manifestation.
Yes, yeah, but like things are working out and continue like just that type of manifestation, that type of good energy that we are still on this journey. We
Right.
have not reached our destination yet, but we will get there.
Okay.
We will get there. I love this album. Best album this year. Nothing anybody wants to drop. Whether landlord and his twin brother drop anything, that's their personal problem. Best album this year. And I feel like one thing about Omah Lay, and when people on the first day, where people were like, oh, they were clowning the album, oh, they don't know what was going on. I remember first day of Boy Alone. I remember everybody was like, nobody, first week of Boy Alone, when I was saying Boy Alone was a classic, you people did not agree. Nobody agreed. Nobody agreed. Everybody said I was sarcastic my ass until the song started hitting and like everybody started like relating. Everybody started actually consuming like the music. I really don't like people that just they drop song 12 o'clock by 7 p.m. You don't already drop your review. Okay, calm down. Except if you're a professional review like maker, but like if you're just a normal listener, like music is meant to be consumed like you just like it's more like a continuous thing. Like yes, there are some songs that you hear and you just catch it, but there are some, especially the way Omah Lay like sings. I'm still struggling. I'm still like, oh, I need you people to drop the lyrics on because I use Spotify now. I'm in the trenches. Please forgive me. But I need you to drop the lyrics so that I can follow. Like I love same thing that happened in Boy Alone. Everybody was always asking, "Oh, what was he saying in this place? What was he saying in this place?" But when everybody started listening to what he was saying and collaborating it with how the music is flowing, like you get a deeper understanding of how the music is. And I think that's what I love so much about Omah Lay is that apart from the music is soulful, the music is insightful, the music you will dance, you will be entertained. No matter what any review want to come and say, there's one thing that you people can never deny. And you people can never deny that the music is not good. That's just what that I want. So I open the floor to people that want to come and say anything. But in all the things that you can say, you cannot deny that out of these 12 songs, you found a bad song, one bad song, or you found, or I want people to come and tell me which song they thought was the filler track in this album, because I honestly did not feel any filler track. That is how good this album is. Like I did not see a filler track.
You were so filled that nothing filled you.
See, I said I've been repeating.
Pause.
There's no pause. Omah Lay, there's no pause. There is no pause. Call me.
With Omah Lay, there's no pause.
I'm just okay. But yeah, like there's no pause. There's no pause. People should know when this purple day. Anything that you said, yeah, you said.
All right.
Yes. What happened in Vegas happened in Vegas. People should know.
All right. Today's Purple Day, according to Stick Back, man. Yeah, appreciate you for opening up the conversation, man. All right, man. Okay, welcome to anybody that's just joining. This is ATTW. We're about to get into lots of the new music that we have in front of us, and obviously, there's a big one that we've been anticipating for a long time. Okay, gimmick here, gimmick there. We finally have the album out, man. And Slickback has done justice by kicking off the conversation. Clearly he loves it. Like that should not come to surprise for anyone. But yeah, man, I know we have some other speakers on here to join us. Dante, did you want to take a stab at it?
No, I came to play a role today, and I haven't found the opportunity to play that role, so I'll still chilling for now.
Is that a yes or no? I didn't quite catch that.
Yeah, me, I'm ready to share my submission for sure.
All
Yeah,
right,
Chibi can go.
Chibi, please, thank you. What's up, my guy?
Yeah, what's up, my bro? How you doing?
Every day.
Okay. Album of the year has dropped. Are you guys awake? Are you guys awake?
Oh my
Album
gosh,
of the year.
oh my gosh.
But wait, it's just where do I even start with this album? The intro, right? Artificial Happiness, like top. I feel like the first thing to say about this album is when you listen the first time, it might not hit like immediately. So I know that the more you live with the album, the better the music gets, which is a fact. And it's impressive because Boy Alone, you needed to even live with the music even more than you needed to do with this one. So it's like there's obviously some progress from him that I love to see. What else again did I read? Yeah, I think that's really impressive for me because it's like obviously you want your music to like connect easy. So the fact that you're like people are connecting ASAP is just like for me that's like top.
Yeah, I guess I can help you with some questions just to help.
Yeah, to help me go because I actually have a lot of points.
Yeah. No, okay. I guess the first point can be like just from listening to Clarity of Mind. Would you say Omah Lay is evolving or refining the same formula that made fans love him in the first instance? Where would you say he falls with this album?
I think definitely with the latter refining, like Omah Lay has always been the guy that has touched emotions. Like even from his like the bad influence that went out, like he's always been one of those guys that he gets into the emotional part of the music. And I feel like now he's really figuring out how to like tell his own stories. Like the music, it doesn't always have to be sad. It can be about sex. It can be about prayer. It can be about money. It can be about anything. But I'm telling it like a very honest, true, emotional way, and I think he's getting better at it, in my opinion.
Yeah, it can be about weed too.
It can be about weed too, man. But I like the way he sings about weed because it's always like part of the story, but never really like the main story, right?
Yeah,
it's always like. Yeah, but anyway, I would like to understand that his relationship with Igbo because the guy really is always all about that.
So you disagree? So you disagree with people that do say he's rewarming I don't know which analogy people use when they say.
No, I've seen that. They've just seen that there's like he sticks to the same style. I mean, like when Nigerians say that about you, it's a good thing. Like it means that you have a clear pattern and a defined like market.
Yeah, I think for yourself. Yeah. It shows that you have a signature.
Nigerians telling you that your sound is monotonous or you're in one space. Don't worry. Be doing your thing. Well, as long as you are putting in like the best effort into that sound, like you're not half-assing it or just like doing the same things that you're doing, you're obviously going to like evolve for sure. And then just even on this point that we're talking about, like the melodies and the songwriting proved like Omah doesn't waste lyrics. Like when he writes, everything means something. Like from the melody to the bar, it's just like he's very intentional. And on this album for me was more evident than the last, which is even shocking because you thought that one was more like themed or whatnot, but this one I'm really getting like a lot of top lines. And the lines are hidden in like the melodies, which is impressive. So
as it should.
That's all. Yeah, I feel like Omah Lay, there's a way to explain his stuff that I'm not really getting into, but yeah. And there's also something to really get into. Like, I've realized that producer artists, they always have this special thing whereby like they know the pockets of the beats to find, like where to hit. And Omah, like he's always said, like, bro, I'm very tapped into the production. I want to know what's going on and whatnot. And like I hear it, like he's hitting the beats right on the nail. And that's top for me.
Man, is there any song that feels like the anchor of the project? Like it's the center of the project?
I think I Am. I think everybody's saying I Am. That's their best song. I think I Am is a great song.
Okay.
Yeah, I like I Am. I think, but Merry-Go-Round is my best song. I mean, that one he's talking about Mary going around and the way he explores the melody and the lyrics. I'm just like, bro, This guy is a goat. Yeah, man. They just like there's so much to talk about this album. Actually, my problem is there's just so much to say that I don't even know where to start.
We can discuss about production. Where would you say this lands compared to Boy Alone, production-wise?
I think the production on this is more impressive, and I think the reason is Leka. I think Leka is very underrated. I think at the end of his career, like with the trajectory he's going on, he's going to leave a mark on the industry for sure.
Leka was on what songs again? I know it was on I Am. It was on
I Am.
He did Holy Ghost too, which is an
Holy
anchor
Ghost,
song for the project.
Yes. He did Holy Ghost.
I know they have Angels together, which is not related to the project, but it's still like
Angels
in
is
the sound, like still in the Leka.
was also on I Am. The producer duo, those white guys.
Right.
They're on I Am as well.
Oh, that's cool. I know that him and I know that both Tempo and the other guy and Leka co-produced it. They both worked on a song together. I don't know which one it is, whether it's Jaja Knows, or one of those records. One thing I will say is that listening to his records, I can tell that this is a top knocking beat. Like this is someone that is trying to.
Is it top what?
Like this is a top producer,
Okay.
like the Leka guy.
Right.
Yeah, like he's trying to move the needle or do something different. Like his sounds are something. That's how I see it. Yeah, man. I don't know what else I haven't really touched on. All the songs are good. Like I think, like Slick was saying, there are no fillers. Every single song is going. He doesn't waste lyrics. Like
Leka also produced Merry Go Round.
Wow, my favorite record.
With Tempo, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know they did a couple co-production records together. So yeah, they did that one together. And yeah, man, the album is. One thing I will say is that Omah is one of those guys. And I mean, if you've seen the listening stats, like I think the first day was 3.5, the next day was 3.2, maybe third day 3M. It's like the music is going to stay around that level for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys should wait, man, and see how it. And also one big thing about this guy is he does what they call them, deluxe. His deluxe is going to be nuts. Like obviously I'm enjoying the music now and I know that it's very short or whatnot, but I'm just thinking in my head that the deluxe is going to based on what the last Boy Alone Deluxe did. I'm just thinking this nigga has some better jams in the locker that he didn't drop.
By the way, on the side note, am I the only one over deluxes? I mean, I know I've said it before. I just hate the concept of deluxes now. Like I detest it. I just wanted to leave this album as it is, or at least everybody should leave their album as it is. I get the marketing.
I like the way Omah does
strategy behind deluxes. For me, it just models the waters of conversation about the album. So like, which version are we talking about? Are we extracting the extra songs when we're talking about it and just keeping it to the original? What does it look like, especially when you drop the deluxe, say 2 years or a year after? Now it becomes another conversation in that year and window. Like, am I going to bring into the conversations of best albums that year again? So it's like, for me, it was like, bruh, just let an album be. But I get the net benefit of a deluxe. It's supposed to.
The man is speaking from music review point of view. He doesn't want the extra stress, bro. You guys are giving him stress in his end of the year list.
I just hate it. But if Omah decides to extend this album, obviously it feels like he's going to, because it's a 12
I think the length is telling for that.
Yeah, it's a 12 track album. Yeah, so he might do that.
There's more coming
out.
Yeah.
So I want to say, like, the point you just made is valid, because I had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and their POV of Boy Alone, the album, and Boy Alone, the Deluxe is actually different.
Yeah, same for me personally. Yeah.
I feel like there's a reason for me. Yeah, Omah Lay's Deluxe is like a bridge to what it's trying to do next. And I think it did that with the Boy Alone Deluxe. You see, Boy Alone as a not entirely everything, but as majority of a slow tempo, apart from maybe So, and ironically, So was the only one you brought into the Deluxe, because I feel like it was trying to, which covers your conversation we'll be having about Omah Lay for the past couple months, that it's trying to, bring a new level of artistry into his sound, increase the tempo. I mean, he did it with So remix. So I think is the fastest on the initial album before, and he brought it to the remix, and he did it with a couple other songs on the Deluxe, like Joanna. He did it with, I think,
Julia on this album, right?
Yes, and we saw that he has been trying to do it. That was why I think when Ima was saying in his I think couple weeks or recently about there was a bit of disconnection on the couple releases he had recently, because he's trying to recently he has been trying to give that, okay, I want to increase the tempo of my sound.
Yeah.
I want something fast, something that's sitting to what I think Mara or something. And I think even though it's not entirely on that side, on that wavelength of the tempo, we could see that he increased the tempo
Yeah, he definitely did.
Yeah.
on this album.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like with Omah Lay, if you are paying attention, it's very intentional with every decision he's making on the craft. I think it's one of the few persons that we really, really enjoy his deluxe, because with his deluxe, you know that, okay, it's going somewhere. If you pay attention, you know that, okay, there's somewhere Omah Lay is going. And
All right.
so I think for me, I really vote for the fact that, yeah, it should give us a deluxe for this. It will help us to know where it's going with this craft.
All right.
I also want to point out that the way he did the Boy Alone Deluxe, he did like the Dix 1 and Dix 2.
This 2 is so important to highlight that, because it's two different bodies, like in one body.
Yeah. So I hate when the new songs of the Deluxe are like inside the album. They put it in the middle. It is to push. It is to piss me off, because now you have scattered the arrangement
transitions that people already have in their head.
Yeah.
Then I also hate sometimes when you put it like at the bottom, because now I've gotten to your outro, but it's like I have like a couple of bonus tracks. So to be honest, to each their own.
Yeah.
But also I forgot to mention this when I was talking. The production choices in Clarity of Mind is vastly different from the production choices he made in Boy Alone. Like, I think it's copying mechanism that is even the most, like the mellow song, which is even why I even love copy mechanism.
Yeah, I feel like copy mechanism is like the appetizer. I saw it as an appetizer or like an interlude in the album.
Yeah,
it's like an interlude in the album.
Just like a short.
Let's calm
break.
down again.
Let's calm down.
We go again. Yeah, let's calm down before we go again. Yeah.
So especially that I am. We have been seeing Afro House everywhere. Like Afro House is the new.
Yeah.
Please, we're moving off from my piano. We praise Jehovah. We thank God.
If I remember well, I am is more 3-step, right? Like it's like a 3-step.
Yeah,
like a beats type.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3-step like a beat. 3-step is house. Afro House.
Yeah. Correct. Yes. It's a house genre.
I feel like the production choices like in this album is like, because when people are like, oh, he's rumming jollof rice, and I'm like, if people are not listening, because if you listen, you will know that there is a huge difference. Like, I can't even count how many what they call it, high life tracks or which
Lost Boy.
The difference is large. I was going to mention something to you that
the difference is so big.
Yeah. There's a lot of high life here too. But real quick.
Lost Boy.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. Let me just quickly round up. Lost Boy, please listen to this album on Apple Music. It cannot be the same experience you're having on Spotify. I'm sorry. Like,
I know you're not wrong.
Oh, Iman, sorry, you fall in this category.
I know you're not wrong. I could definitely tell.
because of
Lost Boy, let me validate what Chibi just said. I learned my lesson when Boy Alone came out. And also, Iman's initiative to read the lyrics when he was listening was so smart. I tried to listen to Boy Alone the first time it came out. I remember back then, I used to use Boomplay. That's when Boomplay's quality was amazing. And then the album I was hearing on Spotify and the album I was hearing on Boomplay was very different. So my first listen on Apple Music was amazing, right? So like, yeah, I can relate to what you said.
For sure. It was.
Are you guys talking about sound quality?
Yeah.
Some people right now think they've actually touched the album because somebody complained about the album one day, then 2 days later he's saying there's no way they didn't re-upload these audios because it doesn't sound the same anymore today.
Interesting. But anyway.
That's the magic of Stanley. Don't worry. The guy bad.
Okay, Naivi. Before I let Naivi go, I think Slickback and Chibi, were there any setbacks for you guys on this album? Were there any moments where you felt, I know you've kind of said there were no fillers.
Omah Lay can never give me a setback. Omah Lay can never give me a setback. That's
You've
my
forgotten what you said about Don't Love Me. You said something about Don't
No,
Love Me.
I said, see, it's just like oh, do you have A plus 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 or A plus? That's just it. Like
Right.
I was just ranking like the three songs, like out of the three singles, like which one I love the most and which one I really do. Like right now in my current ranking, Don't Love Me is like my least favorite single. But I'll say pick Don't Love Me over all the things that everybody have dropped this year.
Okay, all right.
Everything.
Now Slickback first.
Everything.
Chibi.
Everything.
Chibi.
Even
You know what? It's actually too, and I like to be objective and honest, but it is such a good project. There is nothing, as a fan of his work and music, there's nothing to complain about. Like, the music is, to me, is that good. Like, there were songs that I didn't pick up first that I didn't like as much, like maybe Canada Breeze or even Julia or whatnot. And obviously, like, my TL is just full of Omah Lay fans, and they've just been kind of spamming that stuff. And I go back and listen to these records, and I did not listen with that, like with that as objectively as I thought I did. And they're really good. Like Canada Breeze is a really good song. That's the one that he's doing the spiritual chant on. And then Julia, the production is not, the guitar there is not like the level of music that he's doing in a space that is so unoriginal and in terms of the music and gimmicky and very weird. Like I feel like the music is top level and. Right. I just have to give him kudos for that. And like, I don't have any complaints personally.
All right. Appreciate you guys for kicking off the convo. Belema, what's good? Welcome. I know Elon has finally allowed you on.
Yeah, I've been here. I've been listening to you people go on and on and on and on and on and on. Leave some for Omah's girlfriend. Stanley has leave for his therapist.
Man.
Leave for his therapist.
They should fight for their turn, no? They should fight for their turn.
Yo,
Lost Boy, I believe you like mad.
Lost Boy said no pause, man. Lost Boy said no pause.
As you're doing no pause, shall remain small for.
Remain small for his therapist, please.
Just a little bit.
For Julia.
Take it easy.
Real fast.
Julia and BC. I don't know which one. There's a lot of names on the album. That one. Shall remain small for her.
I actually listened to the album. Funny enough.
What do you mean you actually listen to? Like, were you not going to before? If
this is your first time here, then sorry to you. If this is not your first time, my opinion on Omah Lay.
Chibi, are you hearing?
Shout out.
Yeah, Belema doesn't listen to mumble music, and it's closely related. So yeah.
God bless you. I truly believe that you've taken the word.
Belema believes in artists opening their throats.
Opening their mouth.
Open your fucking mouth.
Open your mouth.
You better open your mouth.
Did he open his mouth more on this album?
Oh, please. I don't
for this.
That's such an AO question, man. I love that. That was hilarious.
Like, the way everybody was talking about this album, I was like, you know what? I'm going to listen. The first song, I was just like, this is a setup. It is quite honestly a setup. I listened to the whole album. Here's my thing. Omah Lay makes good music. I don't think the argument has ever been if he makes good music. I don't think that was ever what the conversation was about. I think the issue for me was really the things he chooses to focus on. Like whether it's the topics, the sounds, the whatever it is, like that was always what it was for me. I personally think this is a good album, but I can also say this is not an album for me. Yeah, I am not the person in mind when they were making this album. And you know what? That is fine. Will I go back and listen to it? Probably not. Is it something that I will be playing back to back? No. Are there going to be a couple songs that stand out? For sure. It was funny because I've started to realize that like the songs that me I like are the songs that other people don't like. That's what? Merry-Go-Round.
Oh, the Merry-Go-Round?
When I realized what he was doing inside that song, I was just like, yeah, I cannot be the audience for whatever is going on here. But funny enough,
you liked it initially?
No, I don't like that song. Not like that. It's not that deep. But funny enough, the song.
Belema, you didn't like Water Spirit?
Please don't be calling out these names. I believe in Jesus Christ.
No, you guys actually should have been there. New Music Friday. We are about to turn on Water Spirit. It's Good Friday. Here go all of us inside the comments. All of us in the comments were like, excuse me, the Lord just died for us today. Water Spirit.
Easter. Please, we're still in the spirit of Easter. I don't believe in water spirits. But funny enough, you finally mentioned, because I was wondering how long you were talking about production, and nobody mentioned the production until this last point, that when you were talking about things you didn't like. Nobody mentioned the production on Julia. To me, I think that's one of the best produced songs on that album. Love that production. Shout out to Tempo. Fire production on that song.
Yeah, the outro was crazy.
Yeah, like, beautiful. I think it is a beautiful piece of art. I also believe it is not a piece of art for me, and that is fine.
You're saying so it's not a work of art?
Please, let's not do the.
And that's a double enter there.
That is a double enter.
That's a double enter there for you. Like, no, for real.
Yeah,
when it comes to his sophomore release.
It's work of art. Love it.
You don't think it's a work of art?
No, I don't think it's work of art. All the entendre, entire side there, I don't think it is a work of art. I just don't think it's for me. But I think this is one of the ones that's going to stand out. And I think it's also so funny that everybody keeps saying they think this is a better project than Boy Alone. Which, funny enough, I liked Boy Alone. But once again, Chibi said it. Belema does not believe in mumble music. You better open your mouth and speak what is in your mind. So, in conclusion...
Belema, devil's advocate. Wouldn't you say...
The devil did not ask for your help. The devil did not ask for your help.
No, I'm kidding. Anyway, carry on.
The devil did not ask for your help. But you said, won't I say what?
That... It's more in the emotions, you know what I mean? Like, he's trying to translate the emotions.
Sure.
That's the only grace you can give him for all his award bending. That's the only sliver of grace you can give him. Because, like... Yeah.
But that's what mumble music does, though. They pass the emotion in the mumble. Like, they want you to feel the music before you check the lyrics. They want you to feel what they're saying.
No,
it's just something that happens when you prioritize emotions.
Emotions, lyrics. Love it.
Dante, you know go support Omah Lay, okay?
You know, also, the funniest thing that happened in this whole space so far was when Slickback started, he was talking about how he doesn't rate people down unless you're an actual music critic. He doesn't understand why you're rating a music immediately it comes out. You've listened to the album 2 times and you're already giving it a rating and you're meant to sit with it and all of that. I said, for all the people that should be coming out of the mouth of, it surely should not be Slickback. Because what are you telling me the music should grow on you? Before it used to be anti-growing music. Now all of a sudden the music needs to grow. Is that what I'm hearing here?
Wow,
it takes time to convert non-believers. It takes time to convert non-believers.
It's all about time and emotions, you know? Time and emotions.
If not my own idolo now, they will call them for agriculture, for fertilizer.
No, this one needs to grow on you. So I think for sure, good album. Give it a couple months. There are some songs that are gonna stand out from this album. I think it's beautiful, but it's just not for me. And you know what? That's okay.
All right, beautiful stuff, man. Appreciate it, Belema. I know the conversation has started.
No to mumble music. Your emotions are more important than what you are saying. Stop mumbling.
Got it. All right, my brother Naivi has been patient. I know you wanted to express how you felt about the album. What do you think, bro? What do you think?
All right, good evening, everyone. So, I just hope in the course of this conversation, I remember everything I wish to say about the album because there's a lot. I mean, TB said that there's a lot I want to touch on. But I would like to start with the fact that, I love this guy. And I love him so much that I was angry with him before the release of the album. And he released the album. It was like a magic on me. I just know. I wasn't biased now because initially I've been saying that Omah Lay needs to move from.
Oh,
Now I'm
sorry.
talking about the team.
Sorry to interject right there. Were you speaking about your frustrations about the rollout?
No, I was talking about the team. Yeah, the rollout, the team, the old gimmick thing that, bro, try and be happy for once. Let's see the happy side of you. Because when you started, we saw a bit of the happy side of you and you just killed that side and you just formed the saddest nigga in the country. But
so
the thing
which
is,
one
I don't
upset you
even
the
care about.
most? Which one upset you the most? Was it the allegations about theft of ideas or the
I'm
shaving
still
of
going there.
head?
I'm still going there, but no,
Or which?
I'm
Okay.
still going there, but it's not that upsets me. It's the fact that cutting your hair in an IG live, saying you lost your babe on the Grammy night, and just doing the whole rollout thing, and it's just like you're just trying to sell the pizza card to us again. And I'm just like, bruh, try to give us something different. I hope I get something different. But you see, one thing I realized is that is his branding. That is what he is. It's if you want to enjoy his music, you just have to accept that and just locked in with that fact. All right. And like I was saying, I accepted that the first couple listens I have with the album, and it made me enjoy the album. Dante, go on. You want to say something? Sorry, guys. It texted me that
Yeah,
I want to say something. So
yeah. Sorry, I didn't want to bust. I just want to say something, which is so bit about music. The thing is, one of the things you just said he was doing, he mentioned it in the music, and it's almost like we don't care when there's a song, but like when there was something put on his Snapchat, there's literally an entire song about it. He broke up with his ex, and people were like, why is he talking about it? Is in a song, and I'm seeing people appreciate it as a song rather than as something
Yeah.
that he just says. I think that's
Daddy,
another
as much
thing about.
I'm sorry, but I do not believe him. I'm sorry. I just think these are lyrics. It's just like lyrics. I don't believe him. I'm sorry. That's just my own
And
thing.
also,
That's
it
just
will
what I
The
help.
feel.
It will
realest
help.
nigga like in his
It will
music
make it
though,
easier to
right?
believe. It will make it easier to believe him if we could hear what he was saying.
My
Beleva,
God.
Jesus is
Oh,
Lord.
Please,
God.
please.
Please, can I go on? Can I
Yes,
go on?
Divey, please.
All right. So, and you see, there's something I used to joke with people that people don't realize how much I love this guy. I don't even want to call Belema and Pepper said how much we are, you should leave some small for his girlfriend. But you see, I could remember when I was in uni,
No
I went for
shame,
this
Navi.
record.
No shame. No shame.
I'm even shameless. Yeah, don't mind them.
Brother,
There
no
was this.
girlfriend.
I wait for this. I wait for this.
Yeah, they broke up.
Record label interview.
Yeah, the
He
girlfriend
Yeah, he
broke
Kukuma,
broke
up
up
he
with
with
his girlfriend.
him.
Kukuma,
I
he Kukuma
Grammys.
said, "Don't love me."
So
So
we are good to go.
So you
Yeah,
guys
we
are
are good
free.
to
You guys
go.
are free.
yeah, yeah, go for it.
You're
Go for
free.
it, go for it, young kings.
You are free to
So,
twirl. You're
so
free
I
to
was saying,
twirl.
yeah. As I was saying, I wait for this record label interview, and in the course of the interview, they asked me who my favorite artist is. I said Omah Lay. And they were surprised because Omah Lay is not that record label. They were expecting me to. And I just thought I got carried there. I was like, bro, are you guys thinking your artist is as good as Omah Lay? Which is actually dumb saying it now. But I swear, that's how much I like this nigga. That's
Yo,
how much I like this
yo,
nigga.
this story
Because they
killed
were
me.
trying to like hint at me that if I want to, I'm like, bro, no, it's Omah Lay. Omah Lay is my favorite. He's the best guy, though. And I'm just saying, I did
Go
it to
ahead,
this
little
day.
mamas.
But yeah, coming to this album, yeah, like I was saying, my biggest fear is that it will touch on the same theme, and I feel like when you're mentioning the same theme over and over, it takes away the like we've heard you sing about heartbreak before. Yeah, we know you're heartbroken, we know you're sad. Can we see you in another pocket? But you see, I feel like what people shouldn't do is that they shouldn't focus on the team because with him when like couple hours before the release, I was talking to a friend and he said to me that there's something he's expecting in the album that if Omah Lay should do it, it will clarify the fact that someone stole is that's why I said I'm going to go there. And this is where I want to start your conversation with on this album that someone stole the sound. And I came in when you guys were talking about the deluxe earlier about how Omah Lay is very intentional about his sounds and how he picks his song. And I was saying that if people are paying attention, everybody will see that Omah Lay was increasing the tempo of his songs. And I feel like if the old stealing allegation thing or stealing thing did not happen, I wouldn't have been surprised, or well, it didn't happen, so there's no surprise there. But I thought Omah Lay would have gone to a very, very close to Mara direction. I feel like he wanted to do something along that side. But when the whole stealing thing happened, if you remember, he did couple three-step songs. The one Muiwa A&R with this Scissor guy. I forgot him.
Isaka.
Isaka record, yeah.
Isaka, the CCA. Then he did, I think he did two before the release. And in the album, in the Clarity of Mind, he did couple records. And I just feel like, bro, you're fucking genius. Because, you know, if you remember the Tempo interview with a particular brand, I think Tempo said after the old stealing thing happened, they have to go back and recreate something. And I feel like Omah Lay, being the man that he is trying to, you know, do something with this album that this is me. This is what I bring into the culture. And I feel like what Omah Lay is trying to achieve with this album is put niggas on. He can't take the full glory 100%. Like I said earlier to someone, that he's trying to take the glory. I'm opening eyes, or maybe it's not the one that happened, but he's trying to say, okay, Afro house music is what he's trying to push with this album, and I respect him for that. One being the fact that you could easily see the direction with his last releases, as I said earlier, and that one being the fact that you could the past house music I've listened to, I get more serious, or I get more. It's more of the production than the lyrics for me. You get what I mean? But with Omah Lay on this ass music, you can finish the song before you realize that you're listening to a three-step. It's happened twice on the album. My first couple listen, I'm so particular on what he's about to say, the message is about to pass along, the melody of the song, without even thinking about, okay, this is a three-step song. And that is what he's extremely good at. And that's one thing. Another thing I want to mention is when persons are talking about him not being Belema, this is not the fact that you mentioned it. It's something I plan to mention about persons saying he mumbled the sound. You see, the thing is here, I think before Boy Alone, we can't really say Omah Lay started this whole mumbling thing, because the Bad Influence, past releases before Boy Alone album, you can easily hear what he's saying, without checking the lyrics first. But with Boy Alone, the whole mumbling thing started. Yeah, it was Boy Alone that started it. And I feel like that affected the late acceptance to Boy Alone. But bro, the first thing he said in Boy Alone is that only the real will recognize. It's only those that sit down to listen to these songs that will get what I'm trying to do on this album. That people that sit down to listen to what I'm doing on this album that get what I'm trying. Ginger, you are distracting me with your thumbs down emoji.
I am rolling my eyes too. I don't know. You cannot see my eyes.
Only the real will recognize.
You cannot see
Boy,
my eyes.
Only the real will recognize.
Boy, only the real will recognize. And bro, and I feel like that's what affected the whole acceptance thing. But I feel like if you really want to see me, the moment I started listening to this album, Clarity of Mind, I went to Genius immediately. I didn't even waste time to.
No, I'm with you. Boy,
I started listening like my Genius.
It seems a lot of people
can I say that you are not wrong? Because one thing that I do love about Omah Lay is that he makes sure that in one way or the other he makes his fans learned people, because only him can make people go and read. I do.
I mean, they'll
what kind of insult is this, please?
Leave her. I just But bro, we'll read it.
Only the real can understand the music. Also known as if you're an illiterate, it's nothing for you. Yeah?
No, I
cannot read. Z.
But I think with this album, people that really want to enjoy it, emphasis on people that really want to enjoy it, already know that, okay, you can't hear what this nigga is saying on the first couple listens, so get the lyrics, and that's what I did with the Genius. Now, bro, man, this album is beautiful. Now, moving on, the production. If you try this out, guys, I don't listen to songs on my phone, right? But coincidentally or fortunately, this past few days, I misplaced my AirPods, so I happened to listen to, because that's the first time I listen when I wake up now. I played this album on my phone without connecting the speaker, so I want to stop the other guys at home. And I swear to God, the mixing and everything came out perfectly. Like this one of the project I'm going to say that you listen on your phone and to be as if you're listening on a speaker on the studio equipment. And that actually drives me to check the who mixed and masters the project. This is actually Demetrius Lewis, and Demetrius Lewis was one that mixed and master Deny is a River by this rapper babe. What's her name? Dochi. And I don't know if you guys have definitely listened to the song. You see how Deny and River sound so expensive, right? And I think I get that with this album too. The mix and mastering is beautiful, it's expensive. The production, oh my god, Tempo and Leka. And I feel like we have to have a conversation about Leka soon. Leka is one of the best guys out there. Yeah, it's young, it's new into the OOP and all, but bro, what that guy has done with Omah Lay and the niggas that he has worked with, he deserves his flowers 100%. Tempo, I'm not surprised, but there's this thing about Tempo, and he did it again on this project that I respect him for. He's not forcing it. I think that's a summary. Tempo doesn't force it. Is we just do a little bit and leave the rest of the listeners to now you guys will feel it, and I really love that. And a moment of brilliance on outro of Julia. It is whatever I did in that outro is beautiful and I love it. The three steps, like I said earlier, is beautiful. And also, I think I'll finish with this. So that's we talk. The lyrics, the theme of the album, the lyrics, still the sad boy, but bro, this sad boy now has money. He doesn't care if you want to take all the money. Take the money. I'm not. It's so that we are broke. We are broke in so. But you see that this album, Don't Love Me, I want to buy you a house. But don't come back. You break my heart, but bro, you break my heart on a Grammy night. It's not a fucking big boy. And that's why I think I get on this album. Like, there's a different way where you're battling Sakma and you're heartbroken, and there's a different way you're fucking big boy. You're Omah Lay 2026 and you're heartbroken. And that's what I think I get from this album. It's not a fucking big boy. And yeah, I not forget this. Standing ovation to what MI did on Coping Mechanism. It's my favorite on the album currently. I've listened to that shit more than 100 times since released. It's beautiful. I mean, for those of us that have listened to her before, there's this trendy sound she had on TikTok. CSC, yeah, but yeah, she didn't disappoint, and I'm really looking forward to what herself and the Boy Alone company could achieve together. Beautiful record, beautiful album, 10 over 10 for me. God bless you, Omah Lay. You forever be the GOAT. Thank you very much, guys.
All right. That was beautifully said. Towards the end.
Real talk.
9V. Appreciate you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have more mics on stage. Okay. We have our very own. I think Junior was going to go next. Junior was good. I saw the reviews out. What did Junior give it in his review? Junior, are you there?
Hi. How you guys doing? How you guys doing?
I'm good. The review's out. Please post it up.
All right.
Please post it up.
in one piece.
Yeah, nice.
Let me try and share it. So, let's say I'm too old for this. So
I'm sure someone can help you. It's fine.
It's on my pin chat, but yeah. Thank you guys. Okay, let's dive right into this. Clarity of minds, Omah Lay. One
it's
thing.
It's a jumbotron for people who are interested.
Got you. Thanks.
Thank you. So I think the easiest way to understand this album from Omah Lay is that I would say it's not a finished statement.
Okay.
Right. That was one thing that I got from it. It's like a work in progress. The clarity of mind that you might say he was looking for. I'll say he's looking for it. He hasn't gotten it yet. Right. From
I hear you. Let's go.
Please chill. So like you can hear everything. Like he's dealing with a lot. There's sadness, there's confusion, there's the leaning on weed to cope. His love life is not stable. At the same time, this brother is obsessed with sex. So like there's that push and pull of what I would say wanting something real, but constantly like falling to temporary things. And to be fair, that honesty and vulnerability kind of makes the album interesting, right? Um, sorry, can you guys still hear me? Because the call kind of came in.
Yeah, I
All
can
right,
see
thank
you.
you. So yeah, it makes the album interesting. Like it feels like therapy to me in a way. It was similar to No Sign of Weakness. It's that sort of so many things clashing in a project and letting everything out in real time. But my problem with the project was that it doesn't always come together. Like the album kind of jumps a lot. One moment is vulnerable, the next is like spiritual. It's very, there's not that strong knots or that kind of ties everything together. I mean, I might enjoy it casually and enjoy it when I look at it from a very conceptual point of view, and I'm listening to the album like, where are we going with this? In that kind of way, I don't necessarily get that, and I've been seeing a lot of tweets about okay the whole listen in reverse idea because I was at the way I was listening, and that was when he said, "Oh, you guys listen to the album in reverse."
Oh,
That was
wait.
that.
Sorry. So that was where he said that at the
Yeah, that was when he said
warehouse.
that. Yeah,
Okay.
and it was like an in the moment thing. It wasn't like the deliberate creative
I
decision.
hate that he
It felt
has.
like so.
Sorry, can I pause you real quick? I hate that he has to say it.
Okay, okay.
I hate that he has to say it. Kind of, it kind of
Mm,
takes away the. I don't know. It takes away the artistic like confidence to be able to put something out and allow the world to interpret it how you intended it to be interpreted.
mm.
Like I don't want it to. I don't want to be spoon fed about that theory. I don't want to be spoon fed about listen to the album from back to front in order to like really like leave it to the listeners.
I think
Leave it
to
to
be fair, his
people.
statement said you can. He said you can listen to it. Did
No,
he?
no, he said he was giving a hint. And the reason why I would argue with Mike is because of the state of music and promoting it right now. Because this also happened to me with Audio. Audio posted a video one time talking about I forgot what he calls that place. And on like the spirit
Nostropolis.
yeah, thank you, Pepe. Lostropolis. And I was thrown off
Shout out to
because
Superman.
that's Superman. Because the way I feel about Audio is like almost like avant-garde type, very unique, otherworldly type of artist.
Sure.
So when he made the video, when he was explaining all these things, I was thrown off. But I saw that a lot of people appreciated it, and I was like, my
Mm-hmm.
POV can't be all. But then in that video, what I saw, he said, "I'll give you guys a hint," and I get out Junior because you were there. Could have seen it as like the
Mm-hmm.
spur of the moment, but
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say that if you need a Apple Music playlist for from the back to the front,
Right. I'm sure
I'll
someone
I
send
has
it
mean,
to
seen
you.
that.
I have.
Yeah.
I've
Oh,
listened to it.
Yeah.
I've
yeah.
listened.
Yeah. It just felt like a
Yeah, I've
spoiler
listened.
just to put out. Like, but anyway, go ahead, Junior.
No, well, fair enough. Fair enough. I just don't think the arrangement was spot on, especially from different topics and themes that kind of like were boxed up into the project. Right, but that being said, with Omah Lay, one thing you always get is that depth, that range. Sonically, I think it's a step up from Boy Alone. I don't think it's a better project than Boy Alone, but you can tell that that growth was very, very significant from the production. I think maybe Tempo is moving into a very different lane because it was very consistent with the guitars. It might be something it's trying to also experiment, which I really, really like. It was very consistent, and everybody kind of had their moments on the project. Flaker, Tempo, Omar, everybody like shone on the album, right? And I said something. I said he hasn't gotten that clarity of mind, and I think that's one of the reasons why the album is important. I call it the transition album, right? So it's him pushing himself, trying new things, opening up more, but it kind of makes the next album even more interesting because now I think I'm waiting to see what his state of mind is going to be. Because if this one is confusion, I think he even has started to hear on podcast that when the interviewer asked him, has he got his clarity of mind? But he's like, no, He's been doing things like meditating, trying to read the law about religion, and just might sound like gimmicks, but it's kind of like playing into what the album kind of says. He hasn't gotten that thing that he needs. Even the music does not show that he has that certain thing that gives him that peace. I mean, that's why the last
Sorry, just to add to what you're saying, right, or to ask a question, like I feel like the last 3 tracks, right, where he does like I think I Am, Holy Ghost, and Amen. I feel like those kind of like tell a story of like I feel like I agree with what you say about how maybe it's like a bit like therapy and here and there.
Yep.
But I feel like those last 3 tracks with like I Am,
That's
Holy
exactly
Ghost,
what I'm
and
going
then
to.
okay, fairs.
And that's why I can never take that reverse order as the main this thing, because I feel like Amen kind of wraps the whole story up in a way that makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Right? Looking like you need enough money to purchase anything you want. You want the rest of your life to have peace of mind. You're praying to God. You're being like having gratitude. That sounds like an outro rather than an intro for the story that looks like we are telling here, right? And him praying and saying, "So help me God," and Amen. I don't think he has gotten the peace of mind. I think he's still asking for it, right? So that's why I'm saying like the next album feels like it's one thing that I'm looking forward to. So I don't want to see anything like depression on the next album, because I've seen you go through that on Boy Alone. I've seen you kind of grow with clarity of mind. The next thing should be, I don't know, maybe settled, having that peace of mind, like more up tempo. Let me see you incorporate so many different elements into the unique sound that Omah has, right? And sort of evolve, because I made a tweet today. I said there's a lot of things that he hasn't tapped into in his dance bag. He said that also in a warehouse session when it was like he wants to play with all traditional elements from Africa. I think he hasn't really materialized that yet on this album, and the next one would be insane. Like his debut album and sophomore album have been top draws. This is an album person. This like if anybody asks me who is my favorite like artist in terms of like album making, it's right now to be Omah. Because at the end of the day, I can string together stories, I can string together frames of his career, right? When you look at the guys I have on my wall right now, and I look at someone like Tyler the Creator with Igwe, I look at Joko, I look at Drake. These are people that their albums that sort of have so many. There's a significant toll on each phase of their albums, right? So and that's why even though this album might not be fully cohesive, it shows where it's going, and that's what makes it exciting. And the record on there, you cannot doubt the quality, right? And when I gave it an 8/10, the only reason why it's not more than that is because of the arrangement on the album, right? Everyone has. I don't think I can objectively say this is a bad song on the project, even though people might have their own subjective opinion about the mumble, the writing. But at the end of the day, the album sounds really good. Everything ticks. There are a lot of boxes that it ticks, right? The arrangements, which I don't think it takes, but like you can't discredit the other things on there. So, but we'll always have to go back to the fact that he said it's the greatest album of all time. That put a lot of pressure on himself. I said it before the album was like so many people would now have
that expectation going into it, yeah.
Right. So, but when I listened to this album and I kind of took that timer off, and okay, let me just listen to this body of work as an Omah body of work without the pressure, without the anything, without the gimmick. This is top draw. Like this is top draw. And this is basically the album to beat this year, right? And yeah. So I think that sums up my my feelings about the project.
Nice. And of course, if you'd like to expand more on Genius submission, definitely check out the article. I think it should be a good read. Trust in Genio, of course. Yeah, man, good conversation so far. Good point about, I guess, the arrangement there. Yeah, I think that's the one that I would definitely like debate on, or at least have some setback, because I think it was arranged in a decent format that didn't make the album uneventful or kind of keep or forget the listener experience in mind. I think it kind of engaged you based on how the sequencing of tempo, sequencing of feels and emotions of the album. I think it was done in a careful manner. I believe so. Even going from a coping mechanism record to a Julia as well. I think just the transition between those two songs, I think it still found a way to make like a nice pivoted shift for the album, and it felt intended. It felt like it was taking you to another headspace as soon as you get to Julia, to Waste and Merry-Go-Round, you know what I mean? So anyway, beautiful submission overall though.
Hey man, sorry, tiny side notes on this album. Yeah. He literally had just one feature on 12 tracks and nobody talks about how it's a boring album.
Yes, you brought up that point. I think that's a solid point.
Yeah, that top point.
Yeah, it's a solid point that obviously it didn't feel like it was only him. And I have to credit that to the production, to be honest. And not like say Omar did not keep me engaged in this album, but I would definitely say, like, in order to be able to pull that off, the production has to speak volumes. It has to have moments in there that kind of like break the pattern or listener pattern, that don't just keep you in one plateaued headspace. I mean, looking at the outro of Julia, like for an instance like that, and just the subtle like juju drums you can hear in the back of coping mechanism too. Like there were moments in here that kept you engaged from a production standpoint. But yeah, man, good conversation so far. I know we have Pepe up next. What are we saying?
Oh wow, we do?
I believe so.
We got skip you there. The other people.
You actually had Ginger, but
did we? I swear I thought Pepper was here before.
No, it was Pepper.
No.
We got skip to Ginger.
You guys, please let Ginger burn it all.
I kid, guys. Come on.
We'll make I run before Ginger come out.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Pepper, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm sure that somebody will be hearing this now, since all the little commentary I've been giving and think I hate the album or I hate Omah Lay.
We don't hate Omah Lay. We don't. We just want you to listen more.
I'm crying. What's it called? I really enjoyed the album. I think, unlike Junior, I came out of it feeling the opposite in terms of, I guess, the whole clarity of mind thing. Junior feels like he hasn't gotten it, and I personally err on the other side, where I think he does have a bit of clarity of mind. At least that's why I came out of the album feeling like.
Right.
Because to me, I was like, yes, there's a bit of confusion, but I do think that, like, over the course of the album, he kind of communicates the person that he is. Like, he communicates the fact that I'm just a guy that enjoys Igbo and loves women.
I'm just a baby boy.
Yeah, like, I love Igbo, I love women. I don't want people to love me because this love thing, it clearly doesn't work out for me. So don't love me. I'm just here to do what I do and leave. I don't want to, like, and I loved the I Am track because I also felt like that was a bit of like, okay, this is the person that I am. Like, I am who I am, man. Like, this is who I am. This is who I am. If you listen to the album, this is who I am.
Right.
So I personally, that's what I got out of it. Like, not saying there wasn't some confusion, but I think I came out of it just feeling like this is an artist that just kind of knows who he is and is communicating his own truth in the album. I really, really enjoyed the fact that he made different. I think maybe people were thinking that they were going to come into this album and it was going to be different subject matter wise. I don't know that I came in thinking that or expecting it, but what I did like was there was an obvious progression in terms of like production choice. Like, he's communicating some of the things you already know him to communicate. Women, drugs, not drugs, Igbo. Let me not say drugs because don't do drugs, kids. But Igbo, women, love, his career and all that stuff. He's communicating that, but I loved the choices and some of the risks that he took approaching some of the production choices that he made or he selected or he Tempo and Leka and the rest of them all came up with. Like there was that one record that sounded as if we were in the middle of a Western film. I was expecting,
Yes. Was that Jaja Knows or which one was that?
Yeah, I don't remember the name of the record, but I was like, who was in the Western Americana?
Guitar,
Americana thing are we doing here? So I loved that the tempo was up. I loved that the production was dynamic, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, I actually really did enjoy I enjoyed it. Like I don't think there's ever been a time where like Omah Lay has made music and I was like, oh, that's ass. Like I think he's quite impossible. Like it's quite impossible for him to make ass music, right? So
there was a moment, but we'll ignore it.
I don't know that there was a moment.
You must recall it too. You must recall it.
I don't know that there was ass for me. I think the only time that I was not disappointed. Disappointed is not the word I would use, but I wish he had leaned into it more. Was I know people loved Julia, but I personally believe that there was a missed opportunity to not lean into that beat change at the end. I was like, why would you like? Why would you stop it now?
That was my frustration.
That was my only frustrating part of the album because I was like, the stuff in the beginning, like that's fun, but at the end there was something like that was new, that was fresh, like that drew your attention, and I really thought it was a good moment to really, really lean into that. But you did not get that part, so that part I was a little bit disappointed. But other than that, I really enjoyed the rest of the project. If Omah Lay is not going to give you something, he will give you a dirty song. Because I'm listening to Water Spirits and I'm like, I know this man is not saying gok on this song. Like, surely this man is not saying the word gok on this song.
And speaking of bending, Omah Lay likes to bend his words. So
he loved exactly. So at first he was not saying go.
He was saying quick or something.
I said
just for the melody, man.
So if he will not do anything, he will give you what's it called? What I will say is just I enjoyed it. It was honest. I don't know that I wanted or like what's it called? Like what's the word? What's the English that I'm looking for here? I enjoyed it and it was honest. I don't know that it met my lofty expectations per se.
It's not the greatest album you've ever heard?
Like I don't know that it got there, saying things like, I'm the greatest. I only put myself next to a burner. It's the greatest album. So it's like, you kind of set yourself up a little bit, but in terms of the overall body of work, like I think it's enjoyable. And if you don't think it's enjoyable, that's okay too. But I would also think you're lying. Like it's okay for it to not be for you, but to say like the music is not good or you didn't enjoy the entire body of work, like I'll think you're lying. Sorry.
All right.
And I will say the one thing though, another thing, the singles somehow sounded better in the album.
Yeah, the singles are always good.
I already loved the singles, but they somehow sounded better within the context of the album. Like for some reason, what's it called? Don't Love Me was hitting really different. Was hitting very different. Yeah. Even Waste was hitting so different for me. And I was like, I already loved
Holy Ghost on the album.
Yeah.
Holy Ghost as well. But I think for me, Waste, for some reason, I don't know why that was the thing that like really stood out to me. And I already loved Waste when it came out, but within the context of the album, for some reason, it just hits a little different. Maybe it's just the subject matter and the way he was talking about all the different things. And I was just like,
it was the bum crooning. You're probably allergic to it at that point.
I think I was just listening to the storyline and I was like, you know what? Again, if this man is not saying he's honest about where he's at.
It's the BUM.
Yeah, it's the BUM. Now wait till you carry for waste, carry and come here. Sorry to all. But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Nice.
And yeah, I am intrigued to see how the album kind of lives with me, and I will try to give a chance to the whole listen upside down thing. And I know, Emma, you said that like you felt like that was not a thing that he needed to say. Yeah. But I don't mind that. Like I actually have this thing about like, I think Slickback had mentioned like, when they do deluxes and they insert new songs in the original album and all those things. Like personally, I am a fan of having different listening experiences to the exact same body of work. So I actually, when he said, listen upside down, I was like, oh, that's an interesting concept.
That's what the tour is for.
People would have. Yes, but also no, because I feel like the tour experience is different. Like the live experience of the music is still different to like a recorded version upside down. I don't know if that makes sense. Like I think he can still do that. Like I think he can still, tell us to listen to it upside down and still also give us something fresh.
Kendrick didn't have to tell us for damn.
The live.
Kendrick didn't have to tell us for damn. His fans just.
These Afrobeats, bro. These not hip hop. Our fans are not. We are not analytical fans. We're just listening.
Wait. I hate that by insulting.
When I said that,
no.
He told you to go and read. You said what kind of insult?
See, Chibi, you are insulting the entire.
Wait, I want to say what Afrobeat album have we listened to bottom to top before?
No. I'm not saying it has to. I'm not saying because Afrobeats listeners don't get conceptual albums. We do. We do get conceptual albums in many instances, okay? And if an artist wanted to create a concept for an album and allow the listeners to pick it up, there's people that would try to... he has fans, trust me. There's enough people that would pick it up, okay? Like, it doesn't have to spoon feed the masses and say, oh, go listen to it this way and to try and get my third eye experience. Like, nah, nigga, like yeah, keep it simple. Let people let it be part of the lore about the album. You know what I mean? Like,
I think I understand where you're coming from, but I also still again just don't agree.
And again, it's an insult to say Nigerians will not understand that idea because it's not popular one. Come on, man.
I'm making it out to be like I said directly that, but it's just like we don't get there's nothing wrong with explaining your art and saying this is how it should be consumed or can be consumed. But I get your point of view whereby maybe spelling it out can take away the magic.
Yeah, it does.
Listening to it the other way around when I did, I actually felt something, and I feel like it's not something I would have done if the narrative wasn't like spun or if somebody did not like tell me about it. So, hey.
All right. All right, appreciate. I do with Zerry into these feelings. No.
Let's get into the album. All these songs people there, they do echo chamber things. They hold Omah Lay balls for mouth. Yeah. He's this, he's that. Mr. Gimmick. They don't use gimmick. Chop all of una go. Now just they sing. They sing. He's this, he's that. He's the goat. He's the. Now you say nah. He's my goat. They won't give you job. You say now your best artist. They play. I pity you. We don't go another nigga. You say no, my lady, your best artist.
I beg.
Ginger, please drag the album.
Just
drag all of them.
Ginger, get into the album.
Let me get into the album. Relax. Let me get to the album.
Ginger, please drag all of them.
First of all, I'd like to start with what Stanley or my DDR first did. When Stanley was doing his rollout, Stanley was bragging to the entire media that he does the most highest art. In fact, his high art is more than Basquiat and everybody in this world. But he's the number one guy in everything that has to do with art.
Tough confidence.
Hey, relax first, relax. Make I talk. You dey talk since I no talk. He said I did this one. What he did was more or less rinse and what he did on this album was more or less rinse and repeat. Subject matter, same thing. We don't know say you depressed. We don't know say you like. We don't know say you want to make water of women pour for your head. We know. There's nothing you are telling us that is not new. Say they do you. We know. They don't love you. We know. You dey smoke it, but we know. You dey use drug. We know. Oh yeah, now what else is yours? What will be the subject matter now? You want to tell us now? We go blow our minds. We go say, hey, Omah Lay said this. It blew my mind out of the water. I need to go and think, man. Nothing. I know they lie now. Absolutely nothing. Anyways, let's get into the music. For the producers, I think shout out to the producers, man. People are just been mentioning tempo. Yeah, tempo is that to me is old gist now. Tempo is great, no doubt. Can't even take that away from me, no doubt. So that one is out of it. Now the new guys are like the guys on. I think let me see. I wrote them down somewhere. the guys on, because they deserve their flowers. The guys on, I think Water, yeah, the guy on Water Spirit. I think Tony Duado or so. Then there's two Nigerian guys on Coping Mechanism. I think they're Nigerians, Elevated and one Samsung guy or so. I don't know.
Yeah.
But those were the producers. Yeah, those are the guys that I want to give the flowers. Coping Mechanism is a brilliant record. I won't take that away. The Elma girl is exceptional. He didn't lie about that one. That one is very believable.
Okay.
The girl is exceptional,
right,
no doubt. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I Am is the standout record. I Am is the standout record. I think it's the most unique thing he made on this project. It's the only thing that stood out. That you will listen and say, okay, this is not entirely his typical self. It's different, even with the production. I think Laker Beat deserves every goddamn flower. This is like, when I heard it, I couldn't hate it. Even though it was bragging, I couldn't hate the record. There was no way I could hate I Am. I Am is the only one that I could not hate. I was like, okay, yeah, this is the one that I can spin over and over and over and over again. Like, I Am is the exception. Artificial Happiness is a great start. Yeah, it's a very good start. So for me, I'd say three tracks. 3 tracks off the dome is exceptional for me. Those were the standouts. The rest, they feel like the regular Omah Lay I've heard over and over again. They don't feel like they're not giving me any oomph. There's no oomph that, okay, I'm hearing it and I'm saying, he said something. Not not where he won't talk, where we don't know. Then the whole rollout. Let's even speak about the rollout. The rollout, they steal your album, they no steal your album. They do this one, they no. Mama, okay, give us a hint. Give us a hint of something. We will even point us, okay, I'm not true. This record sounds like something that if to say they no steal that album, it will be this entire album. Give us, you still give the normal Omah Lay you give now. There was nothing like they was shouting. The only aggressionness is in I Am, and that's the place where you were telling us, I am this thing, I am this thing, I am. That's the place where I can see maybe some oomph. And that's the only record. Every other thing, I don't see it. I don't see it. Like, why? And then the idea of going on the French media and throwing the genre under the bus, throwing niggas. You just throw the word niggas.
We can have that conversation about his statement.
Okay, we can have that. Yeah. Okay. We can have it later,
Yeah.
Are we having it later?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just keep my tag. I did on that one first, because I get plenty things to yarn. Lastly, on this album, I think that, honestly, people think that I hate the guy. No, the guy is talented, no doubt. There's no, it's not like it's something you look at, oh, this nigga is not. No, he is. I don't even hide it and say that, oh, he's not talented or he's not gifted or so. No, you are. But when you say certain things or you do certain things, the antecedents and the lead up and whatnot to certain things, it kind of like blurs the lines a little when you now put out the project and whatnot, and it's not giving the other worldly thing. And you're saying, oh, you're Burna Boy. In fact, at this point, you're even Burna Boy. Like, it's not even Burna, it's just you alone. Like, it's just you. Nobody makes art better than you. Because now, 2 Port Harcourt boys, they brag now. You now can't even say, don't pass the old Port Harcourt boy. Good. But you don't really give proof. Like, there's no, I can't hold this and say, okay, this one now that you did now, oh, it blew everything out of the water. No, I'd say your debut still surpasses your sophomore. And I didn't even think that, to me, apart from the start padding with Holy Ghost, I didn't think that you surpassed the sophomore curse per se. Even though it's a good album, or I know that I'm not saying it's a bad album or it's a terrible album or a shitty. No, it's a very, very good outing. But it's not the greatest thing since sliced bread. No, it is not.
Right.
Definitely not. So, yeah, I think it's a good showing. No doubt, everybody did their thing. I think shout out to the group. If there's anything that works in this album, is the productions. The productions were on point. The mixing and mastering, I have to hail the engineers. They did amazingly well.
Each song had
And
like
look at
7
lastly,
people credited. That's crazy.
yeah. The mixing and mastering is good because I don't know if people listening for all those part, all those. Me, I take my time to listen to all those technicalities, and you can tell the engineering was great. No doubt, I can't even take that. I can't even rub him away from that one. I can't take that away. The engineering was great.
Okay, I will say this, right? I largely agree with a lot of what Ginger said, but I will tell you that the parts where we disagree are very obvious. I actually think, okay, I agree with it. I'll start with a few different pieces. I agree with, I think it was Belama that said it. Like, artists need to start making music that people can actually hear what they're saying. I shouldn't have to listen to it twice or open Genius to know what you're saying. And that works for certain tracks, but it can't work for 3 tracks in a row where I'm like, guy, now I'm just going off the vibe. And the vibe is, yes, you're still depressed. You have more money now. You're the greatest, but you're still depressed. And your heart is broken. And you'll never love again, but you'll still love again because you wrote about somebody else's waist and you're bum. And yeah, we get it. Okay, it's cool. It works.
I still don't feel like waste without love.
It works, right? I think that there is a time or there's a telling point for a sort of a listener's life cycle where you hear something and you realize that that's either the separation point for you and an artist or your piece of art, or you're going to need to like pause your relationship and pick it back up. And I think I waited until the project dropped to make this final decision that I think that I'm just a little bit more healed. Like my therapist, she's earned her money. We good. Like, he's still sad. I'm not. I can't be hanging around sad people all the time when I'm trying to be happy or my life is happy. So we gonna need to part ways till you find some love and start wearing some white and you happy again. Till then, I'm good. And listening to the whole thing, I was like, even the tracks where you attempted to sound happy, you just sound sad. Like, you sound like a sad person that's trying to tell everybody that they're happy.
The happiness was artificial.
It doesn't feel like, organic. And I was actually fine with the rollout. I was fine with everything. And I actually want to side with, I disagree with Ginger in saying this. I agree in the sense that him saying the whole listen bottom to top rubbish was bullshit. But I want to tell you that you have to give grace to anybody that has performed before. You see, when that mic is in your hand and everybody's around you and that's looking at you and you used to do something, you want to say something that is not provocative. Because if you watch the video again, he goes, hold on. You don't let me bust your brain. Listen to it upside down.
No, he didn't say let me bust your brain. He didn't say that. No way.
Wait, watch the video. I promise you. He goes.
It's not making a big deal out of an artist saying that people should listen to his album upside down.
No, but let me bust your brain is actually like, yo.
Let me tell you guys, I'm eventually going to write a book, and at the end, on the day that I get my Oscar, I'm going to come up and be like,
yo, shout out to Stanley.
Hold on. Let me bust your brain. Read the book from the back.
Shout out to Stanley, bro.
Anyways, I was following my guy until that exact point, and I was like, come on, my guy, come on. It was like, why? But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Because I don't know who said, I think it was Chibi that said that Chibi was like, I played it back and I felt something. Baba, boy, you should pinch yourself because what are you feeling?
I'm sorry. That was
no one, Chibi, they lie. I swear. Chibi, they lie.
Can I say something real quick on this? So, he's basically proclaiming all the good things in his life. Is that such a crazy way to start an album?
See, look.
Yes, it is.
Look, let me just. It's not even crazy like that.
Being like grateful
like that.
No. Life. Like I listen to.
We don't mind him, I beg. Don't mind him.
It is.
It's
not typical.
You don't mind that. You don't mind that Deus guy. You're allowed to feel.
I don't want to sound. I don't want to sound anyhow. But if you listen from bottom, which I have here, I swear.
Yo,
God,
why are we
please.
dying when it comes to this?
Guys, don't worry.
I just want to release like
I didn't want to say
it sounds like Boy Alone. I swear, it sounds like Boy
I'm
Alone.
so sorry.
Wait. Hold on. Back to front. Wait, back to front sounds like Boy Alone.
Everybody needs to.
Yeah, from the bottom, the arrangement looks like Boy Alone arrangement.
Wait, so we have 2 in 1.
Brother.
Who said that Boy Alone thing? Who said that Boy Alone thing?
Nice.
Because that's actually some. Wait, because that's actually something I kind of felt. I actually listened to.
Really?
You know, like the way he starts Boy Alone is in the proclamation, powerful way. Like he starts with recognize and
Yeah, if you listen from the down,
Yeah.
when I did, I felt like, oh, this arrangement from down, it's like, oh, this is like Boy Alone, you know. He did the.
No,
I wasn't done now.
I'm so sorry. Real fast. We need to let Adeus finish what he was saying. But I just want to say, all this interruption that you people just did, you people are just proving his point. But please continue.
So I just had one question actually I have 2 questions, but my first question is a tactical one. When you're playing the album on like Spotify or whatever, do you go up and click the arrow to reorganize the song?
No, just make a playlist.
You line it up now. You line it up.
So not only do I have to listen, I have to do project work as well.
I promise you, creating a playlist is so easy.
You must see what I said about Afrobeat listeners. Look at
Stop, Jimmy. Stop, Jimmy.
No, typically,
So you gonna do new A&R road. They arrange songs by yourself again.
I'm sorry.
No, Stanley does love homework because we have to pull up the lyrics in the first instance. Beyond pulling up the lyrics, you now have to.
Let me just put this in a good timeline.
Okay.
If you want to be a fan of Stanley, you have to need to know how to read. You have to have a good ENT doctor.
This is Africa.
Oh my
Hold
God.
on. You need to know how to read. You need to have good ENT doctor that know how to clean your ear. You need to know how to do project management. You need to rearrange. I'm sorry. Stanley sounds like what?
Let me actually tell you. See, we're
not lazy, guys. We are capable of doing it. We're fine. We're fine to do it.
In terms of his full offering, I think that time will tell, and I know I use it as a crutch for a lot of artists. Time will tell if, and I said not years, I'm talking even the end of this year.
Yeah,
will tell if the industry felt the same way, because I think that on that tour it felt very much like on the press tour, on the release tour, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It felt very much like, let me remind you guys that I am so great. And one thing that I definitely give him in this project is, as I was listening, I was like, this man has spawned so many clones in the industry. Like, there's so many different pockets that sound like him or attempt to sound like him. The very saddish, melodic connecting to depression is too easy. It's too lazy. It's more like more emotive than we typically grew up listening to. Like, the most that you got from most of our people was Nigeria is hard or this Olufumi broke my heart. There's a difference, like there's a different wave that I a lot more introspective, a lot more in tune, that I thought was cool. I was like, hey, you can hang your hat on that and say like, this is your calling card of like, look at your next gen. Like, I inspired all of them, the one that inspired them. Yeah, but like this, like I'm the GOAT. I stood in front of all of you. I'm tweeting out that I'm better than your phase. It's a little forced. Like, you could have just dropped the project, let people enjoy it. They would have vaulted you to that status naturally. But it just feels like I don't want to use the word gimmick, but it just feels like another thing that you just add in there that your team is like, just say this and it'll be provocative. But the music is great. Mm-hmm. If you're still a little sad, you should probably get better help. It's a platform for, talking to therapists. And, see somebody, talk to somebody.
I'm so sorry. Didn't that man say that? No, but wait, didn't that man say that he did go to therapy, but then at some point he wanted to sleep with his therapist?
Yeah, we erased that. We tried to erase that memory. Okay, like
so maybe therapy is not good for him either, because he will go there and he'll be thinking about sleeping with his therapist.
Remember when I said that they should save some? I I specifically said not that they should save some for his girl. I said they should save some for his therapist, specifically his therapist, because that's who is going to satisfy.
All right, guys, we're killing people.
Like sex. He said that in general.
All right, man. Let's not overkill.
No, guys, please. I'm playing.
It's overall. It's a solid 7.2 over 10. I think it did. I think it did. I think it did all the things that it was. I want to tell you right now. It's because I actually strongly believe that saying that listen upside down shit was genius, because that's the type of shit that would get people to listen to it twice. Because I promise you, some people listen to it.
Double the stream.
That's where that 2 comes from. Thanks, my God bless.
That's funny, man. All right, appreciate that Davis on that, man.
Is it my turn now?
Yeah, Dante, you can. And then we have Toby.
We have Toby. Yes.
I'm going to jump over Darius. Darius just
wait. Darius. Oh shoot! My bad.
Here's my thing. Dante, haven't you gone already? Or have you?
No, but he skipped his turn essentially.
Oh, okay.
So he can go anytime.
So, Darius, wait. Let me ask that. Darius, am I cool to go?
No, go. Sure.
All right. Thanks, man. So, guys.
Yes.
The Bible says in Romans 2:12. Yeah, it
wait.
Omah Lay
Wait, allow. Sorry. I beg. Please, allow. Let's all allow. Please, I want to hear this.
You know what? It's Easter.
Please.
Do what you want.
Please.
Do what you want.
Sorry, Dante, unmute and go ahead, please. Sorry, no interruptions for Dante's sermon. I'd love to hear it. Let's go.
Alright, I'll go back. The Bible says in Romans 2:12, for as many have sinned without law shall also perish without law, and as many have sinned in law shall be judged by the law. This album, to me, is super egotistical, but it makes sure I realize something, because I'm not going to generalize my experience, that the only thing it feels is greater than his existence is God. And that is why I didn't agree with Junior's point about he didn't find clarity because...
Sorry, can you repeat that? You feel he's the only person is greater than? Sorry, say that again.
The only person greater than me is God.
Gotcha.
That's how it feels, right? So now I'll go back to why I quoted that Bible verse, but this is the thing. The reason why I didn't agree with Junior about he said he's still asking and praying for peace of mind on Amen. And I'm like, wow, do you only pray for peace of mind once and like you're done for the rest of your life? No. When you go from I am to Holy Ghost to Amen, what happens is, I don't know, it's a prayer point. May God never humble us. But you reach I am and you're like, this is such an amazing record. Like, it's been very egotistical. You love it. And then it goes into Holy Ghost and realizes, I really can't do this by myself. I'm falling for the things that maybe I think I'm in control of. Then it goes into Amen, and that is where it places God on top of every single thing, which is that my clarity of mind is that at the end of the day, I'm still going to keep working on things, but the clarity of mind is that God is going to be the one that settles whatever issues I have at the end of the day. Now, I'll tell you some points why I think. Now, I don't know Omah Lay in person, right? But one of the reasons why I think him saying listen backwards was interesting because, for me, Don't Love Me goes into, copying, water spirit rather, much better than it does in like the normal arrangement for me, because at the end of Don't Love Me, it's the girl that starts saying, don't love me, just make love. And that transitions into a female vocals in the moment of like intimacy, which starts water spirit. And to me, that is lucky. I don't want to use the word genius, but what I would say is that like for everyone who cares enough to go and look for what may be hidden in this album, because that's how I presented it.
Right.
I listened to the album the first time and I was like, I'm going to have to listen to this multiple times. Why? Because I knew there's just going to be so many things I'm going to be looking for. So many things I'm going to realize from the production, elements in like the vocal arrangement that I dig normally. Like one of the best things about this album is like, sure, the production is good, but the arrangement of each track, like their intros and outros. There's so much dynamics. Like you don't even have to arrange the verses in conventional ways, and you're gonna have like brilliant moments. Now back to like the Bible verse, right? It's just the reality of being somebody who believes in God. Is the fact that like sometimes you want to do things your way, and God is going to reason your matter because you are aware. You know more than the person who doesn't lean on him on a regular day. So you should do better that way. And then when he leans on these vices, like you said, because I found out like wasted the story of Samson, which makes like so much sense. What did Samson do at the end after he had forsaken? He asked God for help to fight his enemies. Was that not what happened, right? He had leaned like, oh, I'm strong, I'm this, I'm that. No. At the end of the day, you come back to God, and that is the clarity of mind. The album to me is definitely one of one. It feels like the last couple of days it has felt illegal. Like I feel guilty to play any other music. Like once I open Apple Music, that's what I'm playing. Like once I this I'm running because I have the playlist. Like I said, if you need the upside down playlist, shout me, text me on Apple Music though. I'll send it to you like for free because I genuinely think it's an experience worth indulging. And one should be said the thing about Afrobeat listeners, yeah, it's a this, but this is something you hear often that you're like, oh, this music is not for Nigerians. And I always thought the same thing that it was insult to Nigerians because we have so many educated people here. So why do people just think that like Nigerians can't process this type of records? And when Nigerians do try to process this type of records, people around you might be like, you're weird or you're being the weird guy, you're being like you're doing too much. That is just it's just music. It's not that simple. I appreciate this generation of artists that came through and were like, okay, we're going to do more of things and we're going to make you guys pay attention to so much. Now, this is still my personal interpretation of things, and I'm still like learning and getting so many things from the album. Now, with Julia's ending, I feel like it was kind of intentional to tease because what ends that is literally laughing. Like they break it abruptly because maybe the new people would be like expecting the like beat break, beat drop or whatever. If I ever said something that if Rema's voice came in there, I would laugh so much because that would be so like interesting. It's almost like they were trying to do something and then what ends it? Laughter. Now regarding it's still part of like the ego thing regarding like embedding memory melodies and whatnot. It's like this. When it's creating, just like when artist is creating in general, you are a creator, and in that moment, you're the god of your
of
creation,
your universe.
and you get to do exactly, and you get to do whatever because you're the reason it exists. Like, forget that fans are going to hear whatever this is this, and I don't know how some people can strike the balance between having clarity and keeping the emotions intact. People struggle with it, evidently, but when you just in a moment just be like, all right, I'm just going to let this be because it's going to keep the feeling that I think is more important. I think that really, stood out. And for the most part, for now, like that's really my takeaways and some of the things that I noticed on the project. Really amazing. I have like my records that I like, but a lot of people have like mentioned them. So I just think I'll just be paraphrasing or saying the same thing again. So yeah, that's my own submission.
All right. Fair point. Fair point.
That was amazing, Dante. That was amazing, Dante. Like the submission was amazing.
Awesome. Love it. Great point about the I guess the connection to God in a lot of ways. Or at least using that from the tracks I Am, Holy Ghost, and then simplifying things with Amen. Again, beautiful outro. Definitely felt like a conclusion to the album.
Bible verse with water with the gush out from. No worry, man.
I'm sorry, Ginger. Sorry, not wait. I just want to say this, right?
Yeah.
If the day, and like I don't know anybody's religion here, if the day you gave your life to Christ or you switch to Islam, whatever, after that day you never sinned again, shout out to you. But I know, like, you get me. This is the actual reality of struggling with your active relationship with God. It involves so many things. That is why the concept of backsliding exists. That is why you seek forgiveness very often. You can't just like lean on things and don't ask for forgiveness, bro. Like you get it. So it's just the reality of
it's a journey.
Exactly. And when people say, "Oh, it's a step," is like the next thing that happened after Boy Alone, makes a lot of sense because that is contextualizing the album. In fact, everybody's saying gimmick man, this is weird, is that. On Canada Breeze, he said I know normal. That's literally the chorus. And I even relate to him as a Nigerian because people are not normal here, bro. Like they are not. Like that's just the reality. The
Yeah.
system doesn't allow you to be normal.
Yeah.
That's like national anthem material in my own opinion. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep quiet now.
No, I feel you. But Dante, you're dropping heat. You're dropping heat with the submission and being able to defend the points. I hear it, bro. I'm with you. All right, appreciate Dante for that. I know we have Dare, we have Toby, and then I thought we had Izzy here. I don't know if she's still here, but yes, Dante. Appreciate it. I think Dare is up next, and then we have Toby. Appreciate the patience, guys. What's good, my guy? Dare, what's up? How you feeling?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
So like I've been very excited about this project for a minute, so I'm happy that it dropped. So like I think that Dante has made sufficient argument for trying to listen to the album
Back to
backwards and
front.
all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll probably try that too. But funny thing is that right now I even don't think I've listened to the album enough because the album I think is rich. I think the production, I think that's where I'll start. I think the production is very is sonically different, but they're still giving us some familiar things with it, like the high life, all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So like I like those rich pockets of like the album. So, and something else I wanted to add, I think a lot of people don't give him enough flowers for being like a producer too as well, because I think he started out as a producer.
Yeah.
So like the kind of sounds that you hear on this project, even though he's working with people that other people work with, they still make something very distinct, which I think also alludes to his own input too in all of these records too as well. So I think that's that. But in terms of like clarity, I think he starts off with a lot of clarity. I think he recognizes his addictions when he starts with Igbo is telling on me. Is not. I think those kind of lines have dual meanings, and so like he's speaking about how he's dealing with addiction, and I think there's also a concept of depression, and I think people need to also like learn that you can't be depressed for a very long time. There are disorders like that too, so he might just be going through that, and like Dante was saying, there are a lot of people that are not normal. I think there was a tweet where you were asking something about the number of people that are mentally unwell in Nigeria or something. And we don't even have accurate data and all of that. But going by 1 in 4 globally, it might be higher in Nigeria. I know that I've been privy to see some research and all of those things. So there's a large demography for his music. And I think when you now even want to begin to argue like the spirituality of it, which Dante gave and things like that, it shows in how he frames his problems. Like he's talking about sexual addiction and is naming it water spirit, that kind of thing. He's also still framing these issues from a religious lens, as opposed to, this is actually a disorder, an addiction that is treated medically as well too. So I think there are layers to it.
Mm-hmm.
I also think the part that Ade was trying to speak about was how he's very vulnerable in his music. A lot of acts, considering the base of Afrobeat has a lot of hip hop.
Yeah.
There's also still that macho side of it too, where people want to act tough out there. But I think in his music, there's like a lot of vulnerabilities, telling you the way he sees it and all of those things. Then I think the album closes well. when you begin to think about, he knows he has all these flaws, but he still thinks that he's the best. That like he's still great at this thing. That is the music, the art, and definitely there's the ego thing.
Yeah,
I think there's some dots that you can also connect from his interviews where he literally speaks about how crazy his sex life was and how he had to rework on that. And I want people to also understand that that's also like a symptom of depression and all of those things too. So there's that lens you could look through. So I'm just enjoying the album for now. So I think he's a great student of the game. His command of language. People are saying mumbling and all of those things, but I think the pocket of melodies that he also finds, sometimes you don't even need to listen to what he's saying for you to enjoy the music and all of those things, even though he's still saying things.
Right.
Because like when you begin to hear what he's actually saying is actually crazy too as well too, because you're like, are you serious, nigga? That kind of thing. And the delivery is there. So I think it's a great album. I think over time it will appreciate. I'm also looking to see how it does towards the end of the year. Yeah, but I think he really delivered. I don't think there's any sophomore cost here. I think it's been an excellent body of work.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm still getting into it. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Fair points. Appreciate the submission on that one too, especially the focus on mental health and actually looking at it from a medical lens through some symptoms are jumping at us from this album, like you said. Interesting perspective as well to add. Appreciate you for that, Dari. And lastly, we have Toby. And then
Toby.
I don't agree that he's a student of the gym though.
Okay, Ginger, we'll get to more conversations right after this. But yes, Toby, what's good, man? Long time.
Toby, congratulations.
Oh, yes.
Everybody just say Toby, congratulations.
Hello. That's true. This is the first time I'm speaking since man became someone's husband, you know?
Toby went and got married.
Love it for you, bro.
I mean, I found my clarity of mind, so
let's go.
How you guys doing?
We're doing well, man.
I'm just going to say, I'm just going to speak on this from my perspective and just look at this I don't know Stanley and I don't want to analyze Stanley. I know Omah Lay. I mean, that's the art that has been given to me for me to digest and talk about. I think from the 2019 set, Omah Lay has been the person I've been the harshest with in terms of my expectation from him, because I just think he can do a lot of great things in terms of you look at his background, like we rightly put, a producer, also a rapper, where writing has been a thing, and it's so funny he's coming out to say, "Oh, I'm the greatest." I mean, this is not something that started today. This was even before his first album, when he was fighting on Twitter. But minus the existential crisis that's happening with him, I just think the music he's trying to portray, we don't have a lot of that in our space, and I think that's what was beautiful with Alter coming in, and we just having different people trying to tell different art stories, and you consume it for what it is. With this album, Clarity of Mind, it took this is almost 4 years since Boy Alone came out. And if we go back to before Boy Alone came out, everybody expected him to drop an album just after Godly did that amazing thing that he did. And then we went with a lot of misses in terms of rollouts. And I think that's what something he has lacked in his career till now, which he's getting to master, which is beautiful for his career in general. His visuals are getting much better. He's dressing much better. You can see he's getting into his full self than just before Boy Alone, and just even after lockdown, where he had like the biggest EP in the country and he couldn't perform, just like the backlash, and him just realizing that like I am the artist, I'm going to tell my story anyway I like it, like regardless of what you think about me. I think that's what's just beautiful about this music in itself, where I mean that's the reality of the country. You look at everywhere, everybody is quite feeling it quite very, very difficultly. And you have to make escape music in a different lens than what we currently have. I mean, it's the same thing all of them try to do with their sophomore album. You look at Fireboy, you look at Rema, and it's quite just very beautiful because I think all of them released a very, very, very good first album in terms of what it did for their careers. And like their sophomore album was very, very difficult and they needed to do something different. But I feel with Omah, he's telling a story, like from the first one, Get Laid, to What Have You Done, and then to like Boy Alone, the boy from Port Harcourt, and then like now like, oh, I have more money. And I think like whether we agree of the story that his album was stolen or not, I think it is great for his story arc. Like whether it was formed, whether it was not, because again, it was the perfect excuse for not releasing an album, and it took him almost 4 years from his debut. And I think he was able to like draw the lifespan of Boy Alone for it to become the classic that it deserves to be. And also like for him to tour and then see what that does. Like the tempo of my music needs to get higher. I need more people to listen to my music, regardless of whatever story I'm beginning to tell. And you find somebody in tempo that you guys can like sing together. And so like when your art is being stolen, regardless of what you think about it, I think it's very good for the storyline to having clarity of mind after that experience. Whether you think it was just two artists sharing idea, like Rema already had the idea beforehand, or whatever side of the version, I think it was quite beautiful for this album that he was about to release, which ended up being Clarity of Mind. And he touched on, I was going to go on a rant, but like I don't think I can do better than Dante. Dante put it like perfectly in terms of the theme of the album and like what he ended up meaning about God, which is finding clarity of mind. And yeah, he speaks a lot of gimmick, and like you have to pick about what is in quotes real or what is in quotes. He has to sell himself. He has to say I'm the biggest, greatest artist. I'll be surprised if he doesn't feel that way. Like they all have to. Like Thames has to feel like she's the best since sliced bread. Rema has to. They all have to. Like I don't understand the reason why we have to want to downplay their greatness or their reach.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. Like whether we agree or not, like I don't think this is the greatest album, but would I want Omah Lay to tell me this is the greatest album or this is the greatest material that I want you to listen and take your time out of your day to listen to? 100%. I need him to do that gimmick for me. Like that's the point of selling art.
Yeah.
So it's quite shocking. Like we are spending so much time like dissecting that down, like actually talking about the music, and we just want to glaze about it. Oh, I like 4 songs. Oh, this is good. This is bad. I personally think like he personally watered down his lyrics to this one, that Boy Alone, and it was intentional because again, he wanted to make more pop leaning, not necessarily even pop, but like what we're listening to now, Afro house.
More dance, more dance moments.
And which is why I agree. Like I as much as yes, it's gimmicky, but I like that he talked about listening to the album upside down, because what I did was I played it as a background music when I was working. And then from the beginning, after Amen, which like felt like in code spiritual, it was just dance, like get up and dance, Holy Ghost. And I was bopping my head and Ayam came in next. And before you know, Wiz came in and I'm like, oh wow, like you keep popping your head. And before you know, like that's an enjoyable album, like regardless of whatever he's saying, whether you agree with the subject matter or not. And I think that's a good listening experience. And also if he wants to create acts and create a subject matter, if you listen to it with the way he arranged it initially, I think also very brilliantly, like talking about his vices, and then the next thing he started talking about God, which again, then I think there's double entendre there, which he's actually not really talking about God, but like you could see it, he played around even with Holy Ghost, talking about Holy Ghost, which we all know is not also really talking about God if you listen to the lyrics. So again, beautiful play of words in a lot of the album, and I think like it's a good outing. I don't think he can make an album better than Boy Alone, and like that's fine. I think Boy Alone is very special to me, like personally, because again I was in Bonny, Port Harcourt. I have a personal experience with the album that I don't think he can make, and I don't expect him to, and I don't even want him to. Right. I want him to try like new sounds, and I think that's what he did on this album. And The only sad thing for me is I've always had an issue with is Omah Lay promoting his music, because I think Boy Alone was saved by Soso picking up stream like months later. And like you being the first as release this year, I think better music is going to come out this year. I think we have shorter attention span. His fans will hold the gravity of the music because, I mean, he makes quality music. But in terms of like promoting his music and the longevity of it towards the end of the year, I mean, you already said you don't like Deluxe. I'm also like, from that point of view, to drop in that Deluxe and then I drop another Deluxe by December to now carry you into the next year. Then I now start looking at a new rollout of what the next experience is going to be. It just felt too early, but at the same time, not too early because he took too long before he dropped this album. And I think it was also perfect for him to drop it on Easter with tying it into God and tying it to spirituality of the gimmick that he's trying to sell, which is brilliant work from him. So honestly, I'll give it also a 9.5 because I don't think it's better than Boy Alone. But like outside of that, I think it's a good trade. I think this is also tied back to like every time I come online on Twitter, I'm always seeing the same argument. And I think personally, I've been a fan of Nigerian music for like the last 20 years, like consciously listening to music and having our culture custodians like write and try to dictate what the culture is. Or every single year we bash our music and say like, oh my God, this is not the great one. I remember when Whiskey came out and I was like, oh my God, this is the best thing. And I go like, oh, the album is not cohesive. Ayo, this one. And it's like the same argument of Davido, we need to make albums. But like there was context of why we are making like party music and not making albums. And like every single time we criticize, Ote came out, we bashed it. The Street Boys were coming out, we bashed it. That we are being classes. Like every single time. Like it's so tiring to listen to the same argument that our music is not great. I think our music is great. Like if you listen to the guys that have come out in the last how many years, I think they've all been dynamic. And like that is what we've been craving for, or we keep saying. Mm-hmm. And like every single time, the music is going to evolve at a point where a new style is going to come out and then we're going to change direction. And I think that that's what makes the music itself survive than whatever you think of the music business in itself of how fucked up Nigeria is. But yeah, like I enjoyed it so much. And I said it the last time when Ashake dropped, like I can't wait for the music that's coming out this year because I think like our artists are making really, really amazing music.
Right.
But yeah.
All right. Speaking of our artists making really amazing music, appreciate that submission, by the way. But there were comments from Omah Lay, and I'm not sure maybe you intended to tie it back to Omah Lay's recent comments that we saw on the interview. And I know Ginger wants to talk about this. But he basically came out to somewhat raise the standard of where Nigerian music is. He was pointing to or alluding to a lot that a lot of the music that we see right now just seems to lack effort. You know, I'm just paraphrasing his comment here. It seems to lack a lot of effort, and he wants to see a lot of people be more intentional about raising the bar and attending more to their craft. And a lot of the conversation that kind of came out of that was looking like as if he is downplaying the music space or trying to shit on Nigerian music the same way we've talked about, or at least we've seen some of our faves do things that are frankly no other way to put it, just to demonize the entire ecosystem of Nigerian music in order to big up themselves. And we've seen that happen so many times. We saw it with Burna, we saw it with Wiz. I can't remember who else again, but we've had those moments where they've gone to say international media spaces and spoken ill of the Nigerian music space, or in general, echoing their frustrations about it. But I think I would definitely say there's a stark difference between what Omah Lay is saying here and what those other names have, or those other moments that I can refer back to. When you love something, when you are passionate about something, being able to expect more from it, being able to demand more from it is also an effort to show your love for that thing. And I don't think Omah Lay's comments came, this is just how I took it, I didn't think his comments came out of a place of, I need to put these niggas down in order to feel bigger. If you listen again closely, this felt like it came out of a place of concern. And that was how it was taken, as opposed to as opposed to be diminishing or downplaying the efforts of the music space in general. And I think we can open I can open the floor to the conversation, because I think it's one that we can have. We can have different opinions on different sides of how we saw his statement. But Toby, I don't know if you saw that interview as well. How did you take his comments? Because obviously there was another blowback about that.
Let me be honest with you. I disagree with what he was saying. In general, even if I tried to make context, I think in general, maybe because a time in my life I hung out with a lot of artists, and they are psychopaths. They always think about themselves, and
right.
I think they need to be delusional to think about themselves. And I always feel I think it's sad that what we think about our culture is from our artists and not from our journalists on how we should actually think of these things, not necessarily what they say, because everybody's looking out for themselves.
Right. Funny enough, we had that conversation with Omah Lay too, when he said something about Fela being the pioneer and everything. Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah. I also always find it weird.
Hence why I said he's not the student of the gym.
I find it weird. So I never really take artists seriously, honestly, in these interviews. But I understand what they say have go far. But I just think it's sad for us as a people and the culture, for us to always keep every year we keep trying 100%. I think we should always expect the best from our artists. I think our artists can do much better than they are doing. 100%. Whether it's performance, whether it's the music they release, whether it's the quantity, whether it's the quality, whether it's the art visuals, 100% they can do better. 100%. But I think what they are already doing in the context of how they make music, what it takes to make music, recording without a proper studio and everything, and we got to this point that our music is this quality. I think we should always give it credit, whatever it is that. I think the sound was supposed to slow down. I think we all wanted it to slow down. And now that we've slowed down, we can't make up-tempo music because everybody wants to make slow down. And it just feels oh my God, everybody's making the same thing. But it's the same thing. Everybody was making up-tempo music. I was oh my God, you need to calm down. I just think that's normal music cycle. But in terms of how our artists are portraying themselves, I just think it's poor showing. 100%. It's poor showing. And if you want to beat them for that, 100%. But I just think at the end of the day, it's the same thing Muyiwa says all the time. There's no Afrobeats when they go to America. He's looking for his clientele to get gigs for her the same way with all of them. And so when they go there, you expect seeing better from them, 100%. But I don't expect much of them. I just expect they found the opportunity to get there and they are trying to promote themselves.
Got it. Okay. Any other thoughts on this? I know Ginger had some.
Yeah. I'm here. I think I don't know if his name is Toby.
Yeah.
I think Toby said certain things that make a lot of sense. But to be honest, you should know by now that artists, because Iman, you were trying to defend it or placate it today and say that, I get where he's coming from, blah blah blah. Yeah. Nah. Artists
it's not okay.
Center of it.
Can I
wait at the core of being artists?
Real quick,
are very wait.
Real quick. I just want to clarify something.
Let me
I'm trying to clarify.
Clarify.
I'm not necessarily defending the statement. I don't necessarily agree with the statement. But I'm just speaking of the false equivalency with the other statements that we've seen. I think people are lumping this into the category of Afrobeat has no substance. The statement like that, I don't think this is in the same category entirely, is my point. I don't agree with the overall sense of craft and low effort, which is all subjective. It's all subjective, right?
Ima is almost in the same realm. You know why?
Okay.
They say we can't feed or we can't. Let me just say this Yoruba. Le no omo and how let le no agba pẹ̀lú there's a way you can beat an adult with a certain cane, and then when it gets to the little child that misbehaves, you now say no, let's let him run wild. No, you're still going to spank that baby's ass. Now, what I'm saying is, I don't think because maybe Burna says this, that, that's okay. We hit on Burna, because some people say we didn't hit on Burna. We did on Wiz too as well. And what he said is in the same realm. You know why? Because what he's saying invariably is that is self-centered, because what he's saying is that for me, I make high art and I put a lot of effort, and I don't like my colleagues because they are lazy. They don't put a lot of effort into this piece. That's the conclusion. They don't put a lot of effort into this piece. They're not trying to elevate this piece. They are lazy and what have you. Do you get? They're not trying to raise the bar. And I'm like, rah, you've only been in this game how long now? Maybe 2020 you burst into this thing.
Okay.
And you've not, that's why I said you're not a student of the game. Are you going to tell me that when Two-Face was busting after the game with Ifne Bagger, so he was making low art, he wasn't making high art? Like, do you understand? I'm just saying, like, if you were a student of the game, you understand that the genre.
I don't think we'll be talking about Tubaba, but
how did we?
No. You don't have to talk about Tubaba. No, you guys are not getting the point.
No, okay,
you don't have to. It's
sorry.
not like you're talking about Tubaba. I'm saying the genre. He's saying my genre. He's talking about us now, our entire music space. He's saying that the music space is lazy and whatnot and whatever you, and they don't elevate the arts and whatnot. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
So, and I'm telling you that, and you even going on French TV throwing niggas around, niggas are lazy, niggas are not doing this, niggas are this, niggas are that. You are the exception. That's what you're saying. You are the exception. Now you be the guy. That's what I'm saying, that artists are centered and selfish at the core of it. That's who they are.
I mean, no,
they want to
true.
put themselves first.
For sure.
That's who they are. So they want to put themselves first. They want to say that I am the shit. The rest of you are nonsense. So that's what you're doing. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to even do that, I'd rather you do that if you're sitting in a Beat FM studio and you're chatting with Nigerian journalists and you're saying that you can convey a message to us.
Okay.
But you're saying this on a French platform and a European platform. What do you think they take our music as then? They start saying us that, oh, most people that come from that genre, they make mediocre music, plus the music is not, it's almost the same thing as saying Afrobeat. It doesn't have, what's it called? Kilompe, what that thing he said. Afrobeat is not substance. Yeah, it's almost same thing. That's what you're trying to say, because you're saying the guys who are in that thing are lazy and are not raising the bar and are not doing. And if I go by what Toby just rightly said, if you're going by what the conditions and everything that I've said does in our space, trust me, we've done tremendously well. Like, we've not had the structure, the everything that the juggernauts of like Europe and America has to move music, to do music, not even from the scratch. I mean, we're literally making beats on what they call it, what those things that we're making. These people were making beats on. I don't forget this they were using before. They've all upgraded now to the Fruity Loops and co. They were making literal like beats, knocking the main things, the organs, the instruments. You hear Jazzy say that he plays the organ, he plays the piano, knocks the drums and all that stuff. You hear stuff from when the old guys were recording and whatnot. How they've elevated
they make the instrumental on the keyboard.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, on the keyboard. They make it on the keyboard and whatnot. Compared to now, you just use your computer mouse and just press this, bang, 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 bang. You don't have be that. Do you get? So I'm saying that you can't say that, you can't come out and say that, oh, these guys are this, these guys are that. It doesn't, it's not even, apart from it not being a good showing, it also tells on who you are, it tells on where you're coming from, because what you're representing is still us. You carry the Nigerian flag, you're carrying a Nigerian passport, you're still Nigerian, regardless of whether you're trying to sell yourself as an individual and say, I'm the biggest shit, I'm the only guy that makes the high art out of Nigeria, or I'm the only guy. No, you are still telling that the others who are coming are shitty.
Yeah, but that was a different.
No. I'm saying no. Invariably,
yeah.
Also, no, you don't understand. It doesn't have to do with you saying it verbatim. Is how you are putting it out.
The impression you're.
That's how they will take it. Yes, because those guys are not taking. They're taking what you say verbatim. They're taking it as the word, because they don't know. They're not in our ecosystem. They're not here. They don't know our history per se. They don't know a lot of things about how our music have done and evolved and what it has gone through. They don't know. They just want to know what you said in their media. You know why I said that? Because even if you go to what's it called, Breakfast Club, those guys, they use references from clips of what you said on some international, either complex or whatever, and quote you. Do you understand? That's what they quote you by. That's what they quote you by, and they said that this is what your journey. Because I remembered even this guy said that Afrobeat is actually like really declining and whatnot.
Yeah.
What's his name? DJ MV. He said it. And where did he get that stuff from? It's from the stuff people were saying from all these platforms. Right. That's what they were saying. That's how they get their distance. So I think we should be conscious of how or whatever we're putting out. Yes, we're trying to sell albums. I'm trying to sell myself. I'm trying to make a whole lot of ruckus or noise regarding my product. But you should be self-conscious as well on what you're putting out, or the words, or how you're shaping the words you're putting out, and what you're saying about the particular place or the genre that made you or that you're coming out from. Nah, we can't take that. If you constantly go there and batter the genre or batter where you're coming from, then no way. Then what you're saying is that whoever is coming up next is not of quality, right, because they're lazy. They are not raising their bar. That's what you're saying, invariably.
Right. Okay. Okay. I understand why you feel that way. I can understand why you feel that way. I just feel like, even though, yes, again, I don't agree with it, I think there's at least maybe it's a minor separation. Maybe it's not that big of a separation from the other kind of comments, because the other comment just felt very dismissive and belittling of his space. I think Omah Lay was kind of framed as a fear of that he doesn't want to see happen. I think I would take those things a bit different. But yeah,
Dante,
go ahead.
Because I get the angle you're saying, because he said he's talking about the generation that is coming,
right?
And I think what Ginger is saying is valid. But
no, for sure, it's valid.
Is that like if only one type of thing is successful, and that thing maybe doesn't take as much effort to do, right? Because depending on the genre you do, obviously the barrier of entry is different, right? So maybe he's talking about this side of Afrobeat that takes a lot more effort to execute, and he wants that to also shine. That's why I got because he said the next generation is going to look at what is working, and that's what they will pick, not necessarily the other part. So he doesn't want the people who put in effort to just, disappear and not exist anymore.
Yeah.
That's like the other side of just to validate what you're saying.
For sure. No, I think I've always said it. Every ecosystem needs rule breakers. We need people that are, quote unquote, not following the side of putting effort. You know what I mean? In the contextual sense of efforts. You know what I mean? In the, I don't know,
absolutely.
Yeah. So that's why I do not agree with him in terms of like having that, because that sentiment can be made every generation. You can literally say that. Put yourself in any point of Nigerian music evolution. There's a moment you can point to, and this quote unquote statement can apply to all those people in the other generation. So it's a statement that it just feels like it's in the moment, but it doesn't hold true to how an ecosystem is supposed to age. Naturally, it doesn't. It's not realistic. But then again, I think I feel like his heart is in the right place with this statement as opposed to others. That's the only grace I'm giving him with this particular statement. But I want to hear more. 9V, or I think Pepe wanted to say something.
All right.
But 9V, yeah, go ahead.
All right, you see, the thing is, I feel like the worst time to pay attention to an artist is during their rollout of a project or immediately after the project, because you have a lot of interviews, you say a lot, and one thing about talking too much is that when you're having a lot of conversations, that you tend to say things that you don't even mean, or you don't even take to out that much. And one thing celebrities, public figure, once it's out, like what we are doing now, people will tend to interpret it to whatever, have conversations about it. That being said, I want to say that I'm even surprised that Ginger won't support him.
I know. But Ginger is keeping the same energy, to be fair. He killed Burner, rightfully so. He killed Burner when Burner came out with
think,
yeah.
I think
I want Navy to speak, but I think the reason why I'm going to criticize Omah Lay is where Ginger stands ultimately, more than the thing he said.
Right. All right. I get you on that. However, my thing is, I think I don't want to be. I'm trying so hard not to be biased based on. I like this guy that said this, but I think I get where he might be coming from when it comes to the energy, the devotion, and the effort some artists are putting into their crafts. And these are not just some artists; the top artists in the ecosystem are pushing into their crafts. A lot of them are not putting enough effort. I think we can have the conversations of saying that type of statement in that type of place, and we can also have the conversation of what is said. Is it true or not? I was scrolling through the TL today, and I saw that a particular artist has released over 50 songs and features within 12 months or so, and it's one of the top artists.
Since the beginning of 2025, yes.
The beginning of 2025, yeah. And the recent showed Homecoming, they had recently a lot of persons left that event.
Sorry, what did you say?
No, I'm just saying. I'm going somewhere.
Sorry,
like,
what did Toby say?
He said, "Is that a bad thing? The number, the volume, the volume I mentioned.
Gotcha.
Like, is it a bad thing? But I'm going somewhere. Like, the level of attention span. That's why I mentioned the volume thing about the artist. That level of attention span people give to the record is not there, and it's getting too much. You really this particular. I don't want to mention it, but I feel like everybody knows what I'm talking about. You release songs every Fridays, and people don't even know your last record yet. And I feel this is the effort it's talking about. And I want to talk about something also. The recent Homecoming, if you check the TL, which I believe everybody did, a lot of persons were complaining about the stage performance of almost all the artists. The way they perform on stage, and it's the same thing this guy is saying. The efforts they are not putting. Even the organizers, one of the persons that I believe is part of the team that organized the event, came to the TL that you guys should get professionals to help you guys improve on your stage performance so that the persons that are paying for the craft, the organizers and the audience, we feel like what I paid for, I'm enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. I think we've had this conversation about the December event, the events that happen in December, about the efforts these artists are putting into that they are not performing, and we're giving excuses that some of them are tired, some of them they not allow them to perform very early, this and that. But like I said, I'm trying so hard not to be biased. That's why I'm dividing these to two different conversations. He shouldn't have said that in that kind of place. But again, what he said is not so far from the truth. And if we are being honest with ourselves, all of us have said the same thing with a different lingua, different words, but we've said the same thing within the last let's say this year. Since last December up until now, all of us have said something close to that. So I don't think it's entirely untrue. So that's my thing.
Anyone want to add anything to what Naivi said?
Sorry, I just wanted to ask. Like, I'm not even talking about his points in general. I just want to say,
Pepper.
like,
sorry. What? I just realized the Pepper.
We are talking.
Sorry, did Pepper want to go before Toby? Sorry.
No, let him speak. I'll say when I'm
sorry,
done.
Because
sorry, go ahead.
Speaking about Marvel, we're speaking about Marvel. We're speaking about Odumodu. Like when we talk about volume and saying that the artists are lazy, in my opinion, I think he's more hardworking. Like the amount of volume, I think it's impressive. I think we've talked.
Bro, that's work rate. Bro, that's work rate. Now, better work rate.
I think we've talked about like the economics of.
It's not talking about the work rate. Omah Lay is talking about effort into art craft. The arts, the craft.
It's still the same thing. Like I'm releasing multiple music. One minus the art itself. One, I need to eat.
I'm sorry, but Portable is releasing a lot of songs. But are you saying the effort in his art?
Wait. I think we've had this conversation here like multiple times. Like we'll go back like I think 2020 2022. We've had this conversation about what is sustainable. Is it releasing artwork once every 2 years? Or releasing multiple songs or releasing EPs and not releasing albums. We've had this conversation of how to survive arts. So when we're talking about that, like artists are using that method to like release a lot of body of work. Like we've gone from the era of where we actually pick our songs to a point where algorithm like selects what we listen to. And like people are trying to play it into the algorithm. I understand like the point of like, okay, yes, I mean, it's the same thing with him. Like that is why he's releasing a deluxe, and that's why like he's trying to drag the span of his album. Like so, when we're talking about it, I'm not even disputing your point. I'm just like saying we're talking about like when people are putting in hard work. People are putting in the hard work. Like even consumer behavior is changing on what we take our time, podcast, gaming, just even life in general. Like the amount of things we listen to music is reducing.
Everything is racing for our attention.
It's for our attention, and so like you need to evolve. And I think they are doing that. So like when we have this conversation, I just feel like it's the same conversation we have with Wizkid music doesn't have lyrics. We need to do something. Like at every single point in our music journey, I just feel like we just always criticize and complain. And I'm tired of using it. It's always right for the beginner. Like we make great art. Like let's stop allowing somebody come online and tell us because our music is not making shit ton of money, that is why our music is poor. Blah blah blah. No, we make great art. Like the youngins are making great art. I don't listen to the youngins. I'm not even going to cap myself. I listen to yourself. I'm old now, but like when I listen to them, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with like what is coming out, even if it's not my cup of tea. So like it's a revolving point that I just feel like it's tiring. It's just the same thing. And I 100% say we should hold our artists to more value. And again, like when we talk about this performance, I'm not trying to make an excuse from them. I remember like Wadiko and the rest of them coming in 2009, so Abuja and the rest of them. Their performance was not great, but I was just happy to see them. Like there's never a point like maybe you can say they went to Yankee and their performances are great. But there's never a point as a Nigerian I've ever had great performance. Like so when I'm like beating these young kids for not having great performance, like 100% you should criticize them and that's how they should get better. But like we've never had great performance. How many people do we even count every single year that give you great performance? The Brian Moos, the Cavemen. How many that even get live? And again, the reason why they are great is because again they are niche spaces, which is why you can like cater to it. So I don't know, man. I'm not trying to be like the bad guy, but like it's just an argument I see online every time. Oh, our music is bad. I'm like, bruh, we do the same thing, and then 2 years from now, we were like, oh my god, Revo was making the biz music. Oh my god, it's like no shit. I was listening to Osage today, and I was listening to him talk about Wizkid, and he's like, oh my god, play old Wizkid. I'm like, bro, in real time, you and Iron, all of you killed this shit. You killed Soundman. You killed. It's the same thing. You killed all this, and it's like now you're talking about, oh my god, this is the best thing. All the music now is shit, and I'm like, wow. And the same thing that is going to happen now. A few years now, we're going to do the same crime, and it's like, bro, just enjoy it for what it is. We make Lamba music. We don't have to be Adele. Like, and just keep it moving.
All right.
But yeah, sorry about that.
No need to apologize, bro. You're making your points, bro. Any other thoughts on this before we actually get into the homecoming because they're kind of connected?
Yeah. What's it called? I understand Toby's stance, I guess, but also I disagree a lot as well. Just because we have not been getting great performances and all those things does not mean we should not demand it off of them now. If it's 2028, want to demand it, be demanding it. Let them fix up, please. We did not get it before. We want it now. I'm not spending in this Tinubu's economy that I'll be spending all this money and you're going to come here and come and be doing rubbish. If I knock you,
and some of these artists actually hear people's like opinions. They actually go back to the drawing board. And you actually see improvement over time. Actually, we see improvement happen time and time again. I'm looking at the Marvel clips. I'm looking at Marvel's clips from
look better than what they looked like in December.
Miles ahead of his December run.
And I think that's the point that I'm making. That like when that's what I'm saying. Like I understand Toby, but then on the other hand, I'm like when it's like we've never gotten what's it called? Like why are we hitting this? No, we should continue to whack these youngins. Love them though, but whenever they do rubbish and deliver rubbish, whack them so that they will go back to the drawing board and give the people what they deserve. Just because we didn't get it before, now we can demand it. Whenever you wake up, be your morning. So as this one is now our morning, we don't wake up. Everybody sit up and fix up. Right. I think that with Omah Lay, greater than what he said for me, my point, even with Burna, even though Burna and Wizzy's situation, that one was just, to me, just plain lies. But bigger than what they said for me, it has always been the platform where you are saying it. Bigger than what you are saying is how you are saying it and where you are saying it. Are there people that share the same sentiments that Omah has? 100%. Like, we've been hearing this, people are not putting in the energy. Afrobeat is decline. Now, every 3 business days, Afrobeat, they decline. Now, every day, we're not doing, every 3 business days, we are falling apart. The industry is falling apart. These people are not putting in efforts in every 3 business days. It's not new, right? So, Omah Lay's sentiments and fears about maybe people are not putting as much effort into the music, into the art, all that stuff. It's not new. We've been hearing this, I think, for the last 3 to 4 years. Greater than what he said for me is where he said it.
Right.
Again, I don't know how many times, maybe I will need to create maybe a disclaimer or something before these people go out and do interview. Is hello, dear. Our standing in this Afrobeat to the world thing is so new, and it is so young, and it is so shaky. The ground is not as solid as it seems. Make una know they use Burna Boy and the rest of them as your yardstick. Them niggas have been in the game way too long. They have come, they've played their own parts, they've paid their dues. So for the younger people, for yourself, and then everybody else who attempts to do this beside you, behind you, this platform, this foundation is still incredibly shaky. We have not, for as much strides as we have made, there's still so much we haven't done. And we are not the industry that is heavily backed by the best infrastructure and all of them things there.
Yeah.
So whatever you say to them, whatever you say in the outside shores of Nigeria to the general masses outside, they do not have any context of our music, of our industry, they don't know anything. Anything you tell them, they will take it as gospel. And so you have to be careful. That's just always what my own thing has been. The way you want to word things, yes, how you feel. I think there's a way he could have worded, what's it called? I think he could have leaned more into the fear bit, but at some point he started feeling as if, he was criticizing that people are not putting in effort. And I'm to me, personally, I think in the last year, the stuff that has been going mainstream would actually be antithesis to that idea. The diversity in the sound that we have right now, I don't know that we had that 3-4 years ago. We are living in a time where the entire homecoming list were up and coming youngins that are now on top of it, actually sort of kind of mainstream. You have a Marvel, you have what's his name? You have a Z Level 10, you have an Igwe Aka, you have waiting be that guy name that song
Show day.
You have a Shode, you have Scotty Oloring. Exactly, there's diversity in the sound, and clearly these people are putting in effort. So for me, it's more than what you are saying. Make una just they carry eye, they open. Please, where am I saying this arts? And no offense, this is going to sound very controversial to say this. But French are not exactly known to, you know what? Let me not say this statement. But I think you can understand where I'm going to with that train of thoughts. So whatever you tell them is gospel truth. Oh, this guy said that he's afraid that people are not putting in effort. Okay, these people make low effort music. That's what they're gonna write for you, dear. They're not gonna think to do the extensive research that somebody, some people will do to go and figure out, okay, is this actually real? Is there actual credence to this statement? If he was saying this to Nigerian journalists and what's it called, I would make a little bit more space for that sentiment, because one, it's people who have context, and the people that you're now talking to as well will better receive the message as well.
Right.
But the people that you are talking to over there, let's just be open eye and be cognizant of what we are saying in the outside, because this Afrobeat to the world thing, it's not as strong foundation as we think that it is. Right. So please, the small that we are doing, let's try to preserve it. It's not a lot.
Right.
Let's be preserving it.
Fair point.
That's
fair point. One. Dari, did you want to add anything else before we get into homecoming?
I think she just took all of my points. But I think generally, tone matters when you speak.
Right.
But and definitely, I don't think his tone was malicious. I think it was more from a place of concern and just love for the art in general. So
Right.
that's the way I see it. But definitely, I think the context is where you're saying this kind of things in general. So those people don't have the context in general. So they're not going to. It's just going to be a. We've spoken about this kind of thing in different. Back to things like the Billboard article about Rema, all of those things. So like they have a different lens, and they would view it through their own lens, and that would
And
rob
they're
a
not
lot of.
required to do the deep dive work. Like
Yeah,
they don't. There's
definitely,
no incentive to do that. So whatever you
definitely.
get from them, you get.
Right.
You're the one. You're the one coming to their platform. So like all of those things really, they really matter. So yeah, but I think people need to understand that whenever they speak on all these platforms, they are also like ambassadors of the culture, not just themselves.
Yeah.
So I think that's really
Yeah.
it.
No, I think that last
No,
statement
but
is the main thing. I think some people forget that they are representing a lot more
ambassadors of the
themselves. Yeah.
culture. I have a question.
Yeah.
You people remember when they asked Ziriana that they said that they told her that like, hey, why are you doing this? And I think even Cardi B has said the same thing. Why are you making XYZ kind of music? Don't you think kids will listen to it? And what was it she said? She said kids should not be listening to me in the first place. And I think Cardi's statement was, oh, I am not the
I'm not anybody's role model.
yeah, I'm not anybody's role model, exactly. And so my thing now, my question really is, what if they don't want to be ambassadors?
It's not a matter of
That's
choice.
very sad.
It's not, in this context. No,
What
no,
if
Belema.
Dilemma.
no,
In this,
I
it's
understand
very
what you're
different.
saying.
Those
And I
are
No,
know
not the
it's
Belema, no,
not
same.
a
no,
matter.
because the truth is that Belema has a point. Like not
I'm not
everybody
saying
She
wants
it
to
has,
is
she
a
has a
matter of
do.
point.
choice.
No, no,
She has a point. Not everybody wants to do cultural
Can I be
ambassador.
honest? Can I be honest? Nobody
Okay.
chooses to be a role model, right? It is your actions that you take that make other people look up to you. So they do not have a choice in it. I am not saying it is a matter of choice. I know it is not a matter of
Yeah, it's
choice.
not a matter of
They have
choice
been
here.
put in a situation where whether they want to or not, that is what they are going to be. So my question for you is, what if somebody decides, I want to be selfish, this is about me, fuck everybody below me, I am not building any ladder, actually I will cut the ladder as I'm climbing up. Like if they decide that is
Right.
what they want to do,
Wait, so we should
what
we,
is
we should be
Okay,
okay with
so
that. Wait, Belema. We
no,
should
no,
be
no, no. I don't
okay.
think. No, I don't think that Belema is saying
That's
that we
not
should
what
be
I'm
Okay,
okay.
saying.
okay.
I did
She's
not say you
positing
should
the
be
other
okay with
side.
that.
Okay,
My
say that
question
there are
is,
some people that want to do we rise by lifting others. What about those
No,
that
those
just want
that
to
don't
you
care
burn
don't.
about the others.
all
Nobody's
down
saying
to the
you.
ground?
Nobody's saying you have to do rise by listening to others. No, nobody's asking or demanding that at all.
No,
I
now
think.
I
I think the
no no
only.
No,
no
it's
no.
a
But
reference to Davido
I
because
know.
Davido moves like an ambassador.
I
This was
know.
never a
Listen.
reference to David.
No,
That was
no.
not
No,
what my statement
not
was about.
Belema.
My
What Pepe
yeah,
means.
yeah.
We
My
understand
specific thing is
what rise by listening to others means.
we are discussing something where people are ambassadors, and so when they are ambassadors of something, the expectation is they go out and they speak on the good, or at least they protect
they try not to
the
tear down at
yes,
least.
they
If you are not going
protect
to
the
bring
thing
it
that
up,
they
try
are a
don't
part
tear it
of.
down.
And so my thing is, I get that, and don't interpret this as I'm saying, well, if they don't want to be, then leave them alone. My question was not leave them alone. My thing was actually, what is the next step for people that genuinely think this is not their problem? And the reason why I specifically brought this up is that right now you're talking about Afrobeats to the world, but this is something that is very ingrained in our culture as Nigerians. It is very much the same thing where when we're talking about Afrobeats is declining or whatever, because we've literally talked about this thing before, and it's not just in the music industry. Nigerians are the people that see something working, they know that it's not going to last long because we are Nigerian. So instead of a maintenance culture, it's let me get my own and run out.
Right. See, and that's context that people would not.
Which is the culture we should be kicking against consistently.
Yeah, so Belema, to answer your question, right, where you said that, what about those people that don't want to do, let me not tear it down. If I cannot big it up, at least let me not tear it down. For those ones that they just opt out of cultural ambassador altogether, my response is
like they're just there to make their money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if that's what you want to do that, right?
Yeah.
But also, I don't want to hear you come and complain about the lashings that you will get. Collect your lashings in peace with the choice that you have made. Just be like, yes, so they tear my shirts on top internet.
There will naturally be blowback to that. Like no one's gonna sit down.
Like there's just naturally going to be blowback, and because there is blowback, I don't want to now come and hear my people don't love me. They don't like you. They always
exactly.
I don't want Yeram. I don't want Yeram.
Thank you.
Because you don't want to do ambassadorial things. So now your people have something to say.
Yeah.
Brother, collect your lashings.
No one's asking you to be our savior.
Moving.
No one's asking to be the savior of the entire space. No one is saying you should be the one uplifting the entire ecosystem. Nah, nobody's asking for that. The bare minimum is to not to burn bridges or like impact
or ruin what already exists.
Ruin what has been built.
Or shut the door for somebody else who's supposed to come in.
That's all. But I'm saying you're supposed to. Yeah, that's all. Just don't do that.
If you choose
because somebody else opened the door down for you to come in.
Right.
That's the point.
I'm saying. If you choose to opt out, that's okay. Just be prepared.
To be fair, this guy doesn't even accept that it's an Afrobeat artist. I'm not surprised talking about Afrobeat. Because even before now, he has always been saying that. Omah Lay, he has always been saying that it's an Afrobeat.
I don't know when he said that. I don't know when he said that.
He said it. There was an interview he did that it was during ATTW.
I know Dante wants to clarify when Omah Lay said he's not an Afrobeat artist. This is news to me. But yeah.
Yeah, so now I think maybe the one you refer to is Boy Alone Time, and this is where growth comes in. In the same interview, we are criticizing this. I was going to come in later and say, for the sake of balance, I wanted to acknowledge the fact that he did say he's an Afrobeat artist in the same French.
Yeah, I think he has been saying it recently.
And then he even went on to make the point in my mix, which I don't fully agree with. He spoke about the fact that if you're from Nigeria or you say Africa, as an African artist, you can call your music Afrobeat because of like as an identity to like where you come from, depending on what kind of, regardless of what kind of music you're making.
Yeah, I remember hearing that.
Yeah, he accepted that. That was because it was in clips, right? I don't know who else watched the full interview, but there are like 4 or 3 clips that came from the interview, and one of it was him saying, "I'm an Afrobeat artist."
Right. All right.
Fair enough.
Good conversations, man. I know Taj, you just joined the space, man, because we're about to get into homecoming.
Street correspondence.
But real quick, man, how's it going, Taj?
Taj has something to say about homecoming as well.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah.
We're about to enter homecoming.
Sorry, I was actually distracted, so I didn't even. I came late. I don't know the conversation about the Omah Lay. Like, was it Omah Lay guys talking about?
Yeah, it was a statement in the French interview when he was talking about guys not putting effort.
It's in the jumbotron.
Yeah, it's up there.
Let me see. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably just look at it. But you said you want to talk about something? Sorry,
yeah, homecoming. We're just talking about the homecoming lineup. We're just transitioning into it.
Okay.
We've kind of touched about it.
Yeah.
The blowback about the lineup. People were frustrated on the TL about homecoming.
The people that would they buy tickets to pay the actual to fund the artist that they want to see.
To be fair, some people that were actual goers, they said, "Oh, homecoming fell off in 2018. They gave me Whiskey, Davido, and Skepta, and now they're giving me."
Maybe they go collect whiskey. Maybe they go collect whiskey in 2026.
Okay. Who did they expect in 2026?
They haven't lucky they win somehow. You know how much Babu they charge now.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah. Bro, like, see, at the end of the day, the economics, it go touch everybody. Fans, everybody. Everybody will feel it. Homecoming, yes, it doesn't have the lineup it used to. They can't even afford to bring foreign artists anymore. But they did like what? Was it like 200 free tickets on that day or something like that? Where they did some sign up shit.
Yeah.
Almost, it's rough out here. You will like the level 10, bro. Like you will actually
you will love Pawon.
you will actually listen to the level 10 because I mean recently somebody reached out to somebody I know with $50,000 or $50K, a big corporation in an African country, to book an artist. If I tell you what the artist 50K booked, you will laugh. You would actually laugh. So these are the realities of things. They're making it work. Obviously, they are trying and they are performing people, right?
Yeah.
If that's the route they want to take moving forward, then that's fine. Like, I mean, they've always performed small artists, the alternative scene, the underground scene. So it's just within the lineage, right? The good part is that somebody from that area has blown up to be a superstar now. That's Marvel. And that's good. As a headliner, that wasn't bad. They still gave them Shude and Zlatan. I don't really know what else. Bro, Homecoming cannot afford, the fans of Homecoming cannot pay for Adekunle or pay for Whiskey or pay for the video. They can't even pay for the Model Black. That's the truth, right? Crazy. So everybody just needs to understand the realities of what's going on. And
they were crying when Black Coffee said they should pay 100,000 naira for tickets.
Bro, do you understand? Like, it's not. So I mean, I know that these are regular people and they just cry. Like, it's the people. I don't know. I don't know the people that are complaining on this app are people that actually buy tickets. The ones that just want to complain for complaining sake. Because if you're not buying tickets, what's the point? Anybody they put there, you will not still be there. You just want to complain and make a discourse about it. It doesn't make any sense. That was a good lineup for me. It serves the exact purpose of what it's meant to serve. It platformed those boys, gave them a chance to showcase their music. Zay literally had a solo moment. It looked amazing. Marvel, Sound God, his partner, everybody, it looks good. And this, at the end of the day, are the new guys. Yeah. So why not tap into these new guys and build with them? And for me to try and be forming what I'm not.
Yeah. Afrobeat is declining, but you don't want to listen to the new guys.
Yeah, and they still help. They still brought adjacent guys. Like I said, Ishude was still there.
Yeah.
We're singing Akupenda in the clubs. Yeah, they brought Zlatan. And Zlatan generally is a generous guy. He's a very generous guy. Yeah. Because I'm sure if he wants to also hold his neck, he will not be there. He's a busy man. Do you understand? So, I think things are. What do they expect? Badu to be there, or Adekunle Gold, or Wizkid, or Davido, or Burna Boy? Like, what do you really think this is? Like, do you get? It's not what it. So I think from his lineup is cool.
Right.
I
don't know if we were lucky to get anyone that attended. I was trying to even scavenge just to arrange anyone that actually saw the show. But if not, we can just go off of clips. Have you guys come across any clips that have been exciting? I know we talked about Marvel. We touched on Marvel's sets. I might have to come around to Mofe, guys, after seeing that clip. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Wait, you weren't on Mofe before?
No. You're not feeling Mofe before?
No, okay. You guys remember what we had this conversation about Mofe. I had my frustrations about it and how repetitive it was, but definitely.
Last.
Like
I said.
Wait. Mofe definitely has had a different impact with this live clips. It looks very energetic.
I said, now where you wake up be your morning, so good morning to you, sir.
What? See, let me know.
I'm actually with Ima on this. I don't like.
Mofe hits different after watching the clips.
Mofe hits different.
No, yeah.
That's interesting.
I don't like that.
Fascinating stuff.
Bro, the energy in the crowd, bro.
I became a Marvel fan because of Mofe. I would say to my chest anyway. Anything else happened before?
Crazy.
I could give two shits.
That's crazy.
You see this Mofe? It's what made me sign up.
That's crazy. Tad was carrying Mofe on his head like he's working Akara.
And it's always the thing I always preach, right? Because obviously we go back to the economics of things because and I'm seeing it. I'm also having a different perspective of this because I'm also now very tapped into the creative space with some of these guys. So I get it. A lot of them can't afford centers of production and they tend to have to produce themselves. And, it's just unfortunate what there happens because they are not getting the most expensive production, not the most expensive ideas, not the most expansive ideas. They are just walking around their boys, their guys, cooking up. I mean, some of my data, maybe you claim it, but some of those beats were YouTube beats now. Some of the songs YouTube beats.
Definitely.
Like,
Yeah,
that particular track.
Yeah, literally till till they met Dibs, who gave them the Shaka Bullying and all this and where they took them to like the street scene a bit, where they gave them some piano beats. Like it was YouTube beats those boys are working on, right? They've not been able to work the serious producer.
We were complaining. Sorry, we accepted Marvel with like the raw demo sound. Even his engineering was not like the best. Sometimes it would be good. It wasn't consistent. Like we knew this now.
No, I mean, but see how, but see how P Prime stepped in and see what was created from there. There's a big producer. I don't want to give it because there's a lot of songs coming out soon from that producer. There's a big producer, a legend, somebody that has served records for Wiz and all these guys. He's currently cooking records with these underground guys. If you hear the quality.
Taj, you also know the person that mixed Mofe, right? That's Drew.
Yeah, it was Drew. I mean, I'm saying they took it.
Yes, so they took it all the way up.
They took it all the way to the top, right? And once these guys can get to a point where what Afrobeat producers, the experience was when they've come down from their high horse and money has dried up somewhere because they think there's money somewhere that will soon dry up. They will come and work with these boys and they will cook with these boys. There's producers that have made hits in 2018. They are currently making music with these guys. If you hear what they are cooking, Emmanuel, if you hear what they are cooking, these producers have started tapping into these guys. And Mofe was just like a manifestation of that. When these guys start working with a bit more experienced producer. Obviously, for now, is unfortunately 10K will produce himself. MacBook Pussy. Atsagu. All these niggas are producing by themselves. But once they can.
Did you just say MacBook Pussy? What?
Yeah, that's his producer name.
That's his producer name.
Yeah, man. Art is crazy.
See the record that Dan Papa dropped with YKB.
I read the snippet.
Bro, you can see that. You can see the difference night and day.
Yeah, the YKB joint.
So when I heard the snippet, I also thought to myself that they put them in the studio. Like,
yeah, man.
There's another.
Was clear. The improvement was clear.
There's another one with another big producer. When you hear that one, you will understand that. Like, at the end of the day, these guys just have to talk it out, and at the end of the day, they need to get to a point where it's like, before we're complaining about watching artists develop in front of us. Now it's even worse.
We're
watching them literally from scratch.
Yeah.
They are even putting out rough mixes, rough demos, and they're just talking about
and
community.
Even this Homecoming, you can definitely see a lot of these artists very, very rough around the edges when it comes to their presence. We're seeing them. We're seeing their early beginnings. We're seeing the points where they're not fully like they've not really completed that development or not gone through that process yet. But we're witnessing it. We're witnessing it with all these shows.
Yeah, but those are the ones that are actually creating a community. Yeah. Those are the ones that actually have people. A lot of the other OGs that are signing random artists from different places and are putting them inside expensive studio with AC. No motion. We're not hearing their music. Nothing's happening with them. They're cooking up with all people are spending money on something artists and nothing's happening because there's no community that these guys are building, right? Nobody cares.
Right.
You want to make music like Fireboy 2026, Baba, you sleep there. Nobody's actually going to listen to your music. Like, so at the end of the day, like, bro, like, this is unfortunately, like I said, with the internet and with the way things are, everything's actually going to have to play out in front of us online, and people will get stake for some. I mean, I saw some of the guys that performed, they're kind of bad, but it's cool, They're kind of there's some.
Tag said use your mic.
And
it's part of the journey, man. It's part of the journey.
Yeah, they've dragged many people, man. Some people, yes, they come out the back, they come out the gates amazing. So people take some time to build into it. That's why not everybody will remember, unfortunately. Everybody be actually.
I think an interesting part of building like in front of everybody is that like we moved from weirdly like I feel like in the entire we moved from this stage of admiration to with it like being relatable, right? And I think that is just what this is, and that is what is drawing. I look-y wish I can go back to that other side a bit. Just
I look-y agree with Dante. That mysterious thing doesn't work anymore.
Yes, but then what now happens is this: that back then when somebody made it, like it seemed so far-fetched. Like you don't know what they had to do, the work they had to do. In fact, before you start seeing clips of some artists in the past and how they kept improving, you just thought this person just had to be super special to be the artist that they are. But now you're seeing your artists get good in real time, and to you it might validate the fact that I could, as long as you keep.
And like, look, it makes you kind of care about them more. Like you kind of
but the
I'm more
other side
invested.
is kind of it
For some
does
people.
because it's not. It is like kind of like a parasocial.
Yeah, it is a parasocial
kind of.
relationship. It is, but
I mean, I've
yeah.
been exploring my own parasocial relationship with a man, which, anyways. So when
Guy, I beg now.
when you kind of see that the other side is that like on the grand scheme of things, you can feel less special
This
because it's
guy.
like, oh, if this person can do it, maybe you water down like the effort or something. But you
Yeah.
know what?
Yeah.
Everybody will be fine.
Yeah, man, we're all on the
Yeah,
journey.
yeah, we're on a journey, and the truth is that economically, it's not even making sense for people again to just create mystique artists. And bro, if you want to go that route of Rema now, I mean, how much did Jazzy say he spent that year
Bruh.
trying to
Oh,
do
it's gonna
it?
cost
You
money.
try,
Yeah.
you try it now, you'll be dead. You'll be dead. No matter the TikTok you want to spam, no matter the TikTok you want to spam. See, there's one random guy that Dante said that was running on the road and singing one song. Have you seen the engagement?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God,
I saw that clip just hours before this. Yeah.
Now, which $10 million do you want to do? Do you have views to think of that? Because that doesn't even think that somebody thought of it. He just was going to do that and was singing.
Yeah.
It looked like in that video, you look at that nigga say, fuck it, open a phone camera, like let's just do whatever. And he just
bro, drink. And people are like, yeah. So it's that process and the time they will grow, they will adjust. Like I said, what made me my over and I'm fair. Any other thing before it was cool, it was great. But you see this no fair. I was like, okay, now I know that this guy is not just here for games.
Yeah.
And as long as he keeps playing with, now that he has the funding, he has the money, he has the resources, he has the clout, they would work with him and they will cook. You get,
right.
Bro, the sound god guy, he's basically an underground hype man for babes.
Yeah,
his hooks are just
his hooks are, bro. His hooks
him and 11. Him and 11, that's all they're singing on the hook.
No, they
it's
get
just
it.
Gassing babes.
They get it.
They should not stop. That can carry them to LA one life. Like all you need to do is just gas. Like there's a way they think about how hype men are in clubs.
Mm-hmm.
These ones are just a little bit posher.
Yeah.
And they speak to like just women.
You know, I've always like wanted that though. Like that's why. So I think I brought it up like a space ago, 2 spaces ago. But then I was discussing with somebody on Saturday as well that the Aura Sarah song is such a club record.
Yeah, man.
And
bro.
And that Hey Mama song like too, man.
Scientifically
bro, Hey Mama, that's what.
Hey Mama, oh, bro.
Yeah, there's one song that is nice. There's one song that is crazy. Now he's saying is put on for up. Everybody's doing that dance and they put their hand in the air.
That's crazy.
It's going already.
That's crazy.
It's almost like
he gets it, bro. He gets
the guy gets it. He gets it to it. And maybe because he's a DJ, maybe that's why. But he gets it.
That's
that guy don't be that guy can break out this year. I'm placing my money on SoundGod. And it's crazy because he's meant to be Marvel's DJ.
Yeah.
And he's going to break out.
Like that. When SoundGod said on Aura Salad, any amount where you want, I go press her, my baby princessa. I said, I know you're gonna you are a lyrical genius if you ask me.
You guys, bro. That chorus, that's the way.
I like it. Yeah, bro. Crack,
bro.
Okay. Sorry, I have to say this. I have the name now. It's Cash Coming. I'm trying to remember. Well, what they talk about is not exactly the same, but I put SoundGod in the same lane as Cash Coming in terms of like being able to make the dance floor just go in the club. That's
and everybody can sing along. It's great. And and the beats are hard. With time, everybody work on the sides. Don't worry.
Nice, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody on the upcoming lineup. Hope to see more and hear more from these artists. There was a great selection of artists to actually document what's happening right now in that space. And shout out to all involved, man. Did anyone see Blaqbonez posing up with Paul Play? Anyone else get excited that we might actually be getting Blaqbonez's best song back online?
Can I say that the way people request royalty, you're going to think is the most like everyday person like song that you can play to your grandma kind of record. Like that's the way.
It's not.
The record and you're like, okay, this is not.
No, he's flipping the entire original song on its head, bro. Like he's going against everything for play stood for. But yeah, man, it would be nice to see if Blaqbonez can, because I remember him lashing out online about that song. The frustration about them trying to find something for Clarence. It was insane back in the day. But nice to see them.
I would say something, but it might sound serious, but it's just me. I feel like that guy has an issue with DSPs. I don't know. Okay, they took down loyalty. They took down the song guard with say, well, let's hope they're going to bring back loyalty now. But they've taken down ACL again. I don't know what he's doing to DSPs, man.
But they took down ACL. What happened?
Well, they've taken down ACL, man. I don't know. They took it down this morning.
Yeah,
took it down this morning.
Spotify or something.
I checked on TL. I checked Spotify immediately. It's not on God, and I think it's common with Blaqbonez taking down his songs, bro. Most of the times I've gone to YouTube Music now to listen to songs. I think rap is always because of Blaqbonez, because I can't find it again on Spotify. You go to YouTube.
See why we need physical media or something. Just anyway.
Is it a sample situation or what?
I don't know. I don't remember.
You can't even get what the whole situation is based on. How the whole agenda on this year. So a lot of persons are cooking agenda. They are saying is farming. Some persons are saying it didn't pay his producer. So you can't even know what the exact thing is.
There's too many theories flying, is what you're saying.
There's too many theories, and you know why that is. But they've taken it down though.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Anyway, hopefully Blaqbonez is back online. Did you guys see Davido on tour, or at least in Spain? I don't know. Is he on a tour right now? Like, or is it just random bookings? When I saw
Live tour is still active.
It's still active? Damn.
Yes, no.
My friend was at the show in Spain and said that Davido brought the house down on Insta. I said, it's not Jesus.
I mean, I'm sure he had a good time. This was my favorite tour of his, just from all the times I've seen him. So I'm not too surprised if he is actually getting great remarks for his shows now. So yeah. Anyway, it looks fire. The images were good. Man was posing with Yamal's mom backstage. Also, somebody designed a jersey or like a polo inspired by Barcelona. It was a lot happening on it, but I thought it was interesting. Anyone else on tour? I know Odimodu is around.
I am interested in his Coachella performance.
Oh, Davido?
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see, man. It'll be interesting to see.
It's this month now.
Yeah, it is.
Next week
when is it?
Something.
When is Coachella? That's a good question. I know we talked about it briefly the other time. But Shasha, Obio will be there. And we'll be there for sure. I think it is April 10th. Okay, this Friday.
Weekend.
Yeah, April 10th
to
April 10th to 17th. So basically the 2 weeks, I think. Yeah. All right, the 2 weekends rather.
Two weekends. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, OBO, man. He's on which day is he on? So we remember. I'm looking at the lineup right now. I can't seem to pinpoint where he is. Anyway, if anybody can help me figure out which day Davido is performing. Because that would be a great look, of course.
1 second, I'm looking. I think it's Saturday, but let me make sure.
Anyway, shout out to him. Speaking of 10th, Odimodu will be in Toronto this coming Friday.
Yeah, Davido is Saturday and then 18th, the other Saturday.
Oh, okay, Saturday.
It's Saturday, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see. Saturday. The Justin Bieber day. Do you guys
talk about the Omah?
Huh?
You guys spoke about the Omah Lay album, right?
You said, did we?
Yeah, you guys talked.
Yeah, we spent you came very late.
First.
But synopsis, how did you feel about it?
Oh, great. Great project. I guess, I guess just when people talk too much, I guess that's what affects people's perception of music. But I think if you just listen to it for the music that it was trying to be, I think it's amazing. I think it's great music. Like,
yeah.
It's a nice follow-up to the last project. Like, I have no place at all.
Mad. Nah, man. Shout out to Omah Lay, man. Good conversations we had today about the album. But yeah, man. Other new music dropped today, or at least this Friday. We had new Mavo, Shy Lover. Anyone tap into that record?
Yeah, it's nice.
Nice. I'm trying to remember how it went.
It's cool, but I'm not. It's cool, but I'm
said Bob Buffett. I'm trying to remember how it went. I remember it was kind of like
it was
slow,
melodious.
intimate.
It was like slowed down, very slow.
Yeah.
I can sing it.
More romantic type of thing. Anyway, interesting.
And
interesting.
they are doing like this cute like rollout of videos. I know something funny. I'm a Marvel fan, but I'll say this. There's, the Marvel mentioned, sorry, somebody here, because I don't want to cast somebody, mentioned the fact that they said Marvel has released like 50 records like this year or something. And then in the comments, somebody said, this is what the CIA sent to destroy Afrobeat.
I beg.
But yeah, I was dead.
You've heard
but
everything.
I like Shiloh. I like it because I think it was on YouTube first or something. Or like a huge part of it was like on YouTube, and they started making these videos of like Kilolo having therapy, and it's cute. I like it because his brand is just so thin. Like,
yeah. Okay.
Because they won.
All right. Fair enough. Do you guys believe, like, outside of the Omah Lay album this weekend, the song I've been going back to quite often, especially on my drives, was the record that Zerry DL dropped last week. It's called Stack. Okay. that song has been on repeat for me for a minute, man. He dropped the 2-pack last week that I missed, unfortunately. They also dropped another song called Ego. But that Zerry DL, man. That Plutomania sound, those guys, I don't know. I can't get tired of it, bro. I can't get tired of that. A piano arrangements with their Benin style of like of rapping. Like, it's just and the hook again. Zerry DL on hooks, man, always fire. It took me back to his back-to-back type of energy. But yeah, man. Road to Parati was the 2-pack that he dropped. I think it was last week. More music for sure. Igwe Aka and Odusi. Yeah, it was a 2-track actually, or 2-pack. I only heard the Bakassi record with Odusi. But
you're missing.
What
you haven't listened to Economics?
No, not yet. I thought it was one release.
Oh, that's a popular one now.
That was crazy.
Economics is, Igwe Aka. Funny enough, the truth thing is, I didn't tune in the first time Igwe Aka was trending. I like the record, the one he did with Tochi Bedford.
Yeah.
I forgot him.
Kapow.
I really did not. Yeah, Kapow. Yeah, I didn't really not tune in. Yeah, everybody was hyping it. I was I was just listening to it. So not like I was a big fan of the record. Yeah, but you see what he did on the 2 songs he just released, Economics and this one, bruh. I think it's almost the same sound, but I think I feel I fuck more. Oh, sorry, flavor for language, yeah. But yeah,
okay, yeah.
I F forever more with Economics and this one. And there's this iLife thing he did with the other record. The one you said you've listened to.
Yeah, bro, that fusion. Yeah. The producer, man. I need to sit down with that producer, crazy, bro.
Man. Like, I didn't even know that. I didn't check. Just keep my mind check. But that beat is mad.
That beat is insane. It's one of the most, like, when you think about, like, refreshing, edgy, like, production fusions that you can see, like, I think that one just stood out to me, man. I know Dusi to justice to that record.
Bruh. Funny thing was that I only listened to Economics. Then when you were doing your new music Friday on Twitch, the moment I came in, that was what you were playing. And when I stopped the twisting, I had to leave, go and listen to it on my own, put it on like repeat for like 5 times before I came back. So yeah, that guy is good, man.
Yeah, Igwe Aka is up to something, bro. He's up to something.
Funny thing, sorry guys, funny thing was that because I was putting his songs on repeat recently, they've now been showing me his old songs Bruh, that guy can rap.
Yeah,
and I'm talking about
it was a
proper
rapper before all of this.
like a rapper.
The
He
people know
can rap.
that. The people know that he lives in LA.
Yeah, no, he was a Jandel
Some
guy.
of us do because the first
We talked
time
about him.
that I came up, what I said was, is this? I even thought maybe it was like an NYC guy, like New York guy. Bro, I saw a video of this guy. He shot a video at Shangri-La. I don't know if anybody knows where Shangri-La is, but that's Rick Rubin's like studio in LA, I believe. I'm like, how are you so tapped that is? And it was on. So Pigeons and Planes is like a
it was a few
could,
blogs, interviews, and stuff. Yeah.
And they like the way they platform this guy, even now, like with this wave, like I'm like, okay, this is not like normal. So already I was like suspecting that it's not a plant because he's been putting work for years, but it's just his situation is just very interesting, and the catalog is deep, like
He's
really
deep, man. I had to check his
very
record.
Deep, man.
He's can rap, like he's a very good rapper.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like this side of him, Sha. I think niggas would have taken attention if not for. I mean, Nigerian guys would have taken attention if you hadn't switched to this one. But yeah. Great one, very one. Yeah, I was talking about new music.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Bruh, you guys might clown me for this, but Corey De Below, Me, bro.
I haven't heard it.
Whiskey made in Lagos.
Okay.
That guy, he did something exactly like as if you are listening to Whiskey made in Lagos.
It's like 4 years late. Me go tapping with Asabu.
Oh God. But I mean, it's good. And one thing is that I wasn't the only one that think, it's not every day you see. I mean, 2026 niggas talking about credibility new releases on the TL. It's something very unusual, but this record gave him that, and I think I like that for him.
Mad.
Yeah,
shout out to Corey.
Very good record. Everyone's just happy.
Oladapo,
yeah.
I'm trying to remember what I felt about that song again.
I can remind you what you felt.
Yeah, what did I say?
You said you could see through the structure.
Got you.
And the idea of what it is, like some of like the trending records that you could, links like almost like a serotonin to me. That guitar with like the chorus having like just a bunch of like vocals doing melodies and
that was
so you could get that, but you still get Oladapo. It's just like Oladapo in that space.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I did a good job.
You remember exactly what I said.
It's crazy because the last record was very
expensive shit. It was the whole it was a huge pivot from that into something that was
expensive shit goes hard in the gym, by the way.
Yeah. No, that was a crazy record. It was interesting to see him go very experimental, edgy, and like crazy. Basically, challenge himself versus something that it didn't seem too like tasking. It kind of felt like you've heard this structure of songs and melodies before. But then again, you can still feel Oladapo show up with his vocal stylings, of course. Like that's still one of one for him.
Well, I'm just like maybe it's like a balance he's trying to provide, because I know there's a project that has been coming for a minute now, the Boulder project, and I wonder if this is also going to be on it, because I've only heard 3 songs. This, the expensive shit, and then he played the record with Toye at one of his events that he did last year, like April. I think it was last year, yeah. So those are like the records I've heard from him. Then there was another one that I can't even remember how it described, but it was giving Ebenezer Obey type vibe on like modern Afrobeats too. And that blew my mind as well. So I've heard something, but I'm just like, okay, this is interesting now, because this is like very different from all those ones. Those ones feel like, pushing yourself. This is him. He hasn't done this before, so in a sense you can say he's pushing himself. But more also, it's almost like, I'm proving a point that I can do this if I want to. I think we did an Olamide are dropping the song together for the first
time. I saw that, which was actually I had to take it back and be like, wait, is that actually true? And I try to remember. I'm like, fuck, it's actually true. They've not had a song together, like in their entire like relationship and journey together as artists. It's so crazy, but I'm looking forward to it. Very intrigued to see what they have to offer.
It'll be interesting.
One question I wanted to ask: Do you think an EP from the 2 of them will make sense?
I mean, we don't know what they sound together yet, so we can't know if we want an EP.
EPK when single never drop. Maybe first year single now.
Yeah, I don't know if we
Yeah,
want an
I was
EP.
just the thing is when I initially saw it, when I was thinking they were announcing like an EP. So like I don't know what made me think that. So like yeah, but like I now saw like it's a single and things like that. So
yeah, that's true. It's coming.
Oh,
It's
okay,
coming
I
this
get
week.
it now.
It's dropping this week. It's called
Yeah,
Formation.
this weekend. I was gonna say that I think it's interesting that it's in Adekunle's pop star era that they're collaborating. I think his folk music era would have also been like very interesting to get that combination
Yeah, because Badu
of
could have done
that
that.
version
Yeah.
of Bado could have done that. So like it's been interesting to see.
Yeah, man. It'd be nice to see. It'd be nice to see. Any other new music that we're looking forward to, or that just dropped? Anything nice?
I was going to talk about the Omah Lay project quickly. I don't know if you guys have moved on from that.
Yes, sir.
What are you saying, my brother, man?
What's good? What's good?
I was just gonna say like, I'm a big fan of Omah Lay. However, I don't know, man. Like I've tried to take in this project. Obviously, it came out on Friday, so I still need to like sleep on it. But I feel like I don't know if he just overhyped it for me. But I don't really understand like the It just sounded like Omah Lay. Like if I didn't listen to this album, it didn't feel like I missed anything. If you know what I mean. I don't know if anyone else feels the same, but like the way he described it wasn't like him saying it's like the Afrobeat album, the best album ever. It didn't really give me that vibes. Like, yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
which is fine.
It's definitely a sentiment we've heard, of course. Even in the discussions that we had, and I've seen it in the TL as well. But yeah, I think there's some sense of novelty with him with this album personally for me, especially because of the production. It seemed a lot more advanced in this one. It seemed like they wanted to maximize everything. I think Tempo made a very contingent effort to really expand his range of soundscape with him. So I love that. I love that they were able to even make an album that didn't have too many features, didn't have other voices that really would, to keep you attended to the album for the whole time. The production had really, really helped to make it more dynamic. And of course, the sentiment, the storylines behind it is still there if you peel back and sit down with the lyrics. I think you can definitely find your moments and find your themes that really connect the album. But I would say more than anything else, I think it's just a like a much more expanded body of work because of how far the musicality went into this with the production. And I think
I fully understand. To be honest, it just came out on Friday, so like I still need to listen to it a bit more. But Omah Lay, he's like over the months, his songs just go off. So
for sure, who knows? Something.
People have changed their stance.
Yeah,
people have changed their stance. People are providing us theories and saying they definitely tune stuff up.
Yeah.
So, but but like. I think over time, it's music that people will learn to appreciate. Though, so.
Yeah. All right. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate everyone was able to tune in. Tonight was fun. We got to talk about Omah Lay's album. Unfortunately, we didn't get top 10 this week, but we would catch up next week to see how Omah Lay's album actually made an impression on the Nigerian market. So we'll be excited to see that. But yeah, man, we talked about Homecoming, talked about a few Omah Lay comments in the interviews as well. The Homecoming lineup we dabbled in, and just overall music, new music, and music that we're excited about. Appreciate everyone that's able to add the conversations. Definitely noteworthy tonight. And to close us out, Belema, any final thoughts or?
Yes, we have final thoughts.
Yes,
definitely will always have final thoughts.
Our moral of the day.
I was about to say, has it turned to final thoughts now?
No.
Now,
it's still moral of the day.
I'm still in the middle of talking. Give me a second, okay?
Okay.
He asked for my final thoughts. My final thoughts is we have learned something today, and this is our moral instruction for today, which honest moral instruction is giving fouls. This is our moral lesson of today. Our moral lesson of today is if you want to be a fan of Stanley, you must know how to read.
Oh my god.
You must
You need to
know.
let it go, please.
Wait now. These are
Is it your moral lesson?
I don't understand though. This is the moral lesson of today. If you want to be a stan of Stanley, this is what you need to do. Number 1, you need to know how to read. Number 2, you need to have a good ENT doctor that can check your ear so that you can clean it and make sure you can listen to mumble music. And lastly, you also need to be a good project manager / A&R so that when album drops, you can start playlist, rearrange it, and listen from bottom to top.
Whenever
It's not.
don't agree for
It
my
is not.
boy.
It is not a straightforward thing to be a stan of Stanley.
All
It
right.
is never straightforward. It is a learning process. So make sure you have all of these qualities in hand when you decide that you want to be a stan.
Right.
Thanks for coming to ATTW.
All right, man. Appreciate everyone. Like I said, this will be 99 uploads so far. Since we tried to translate this Twitter space into a podcast. So appreciate everyone that's listening on the DSPs.
Sorry, please. I just want to say something. That's very crazy. 99 uploads going on 100. That's how I was in this space and somebody asked me if I'm part of the organizers of ATTW. I said, my dear, I just don't have a job. I don't have anything I'm doing. So I just show up here every Monday.
99 times.
Yeah, man.
Oh shit. Shout out
Going
to
on 100. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, shout out to everybody, man.
Big
Shout
up.
out to everybody.
Big
The
ups.
journey's been exciting, but appreciate everybody that's able to impact the conversations, impact the entire experience here, man. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Yeah? Sorry? What?
I want to say, with the amount of clips Pepe has, she's more or less part of the organizer.
No, she is an organizer. She is.
You guys don't understand how shy I get every time I hear my voice. I'm like, who be that?
I know,
Who did such?
Appreciate you guys, man. Thanks to everyone supporting. Definitely share the news about the space if you can, of course. Definitely leave reviews on the DSPs or platforms where you're listening to your podcast. It would definitely support and help the space as we go. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you guys next week by God's grace. Enjoy the rest of your week. We out. Peace.